Welcome to Trial and Jury, a trial watch series here on Seymour Lane. Join us as we dive into the heart of the courtroom drama, dissecting every twist and turn of the trial unfolding before our eyes. As we watch the proceedings together, we'll immerse ourselves in the role of the jury, grappling with the same dilemmas, moral quandaries, and weighty decisions that shape the course of justice. Get ready to deliberate alongside us as we step into the shoes of the jurors and wrestle with the complexities of the law. It's not just about observing, it's about actively engaging, analyzing, and understanding the profound impact of our verdicts. Let's embark on this legal journey together and explore the true essence of justice. Stay tuned because your verdict matters here on Seymour Lane. Welcome to Trial and Jury, a trial watch series here on Seymour Lane. Join us as we dive into the heart of the courtroom drama, dissecting every twist and turn of the trial unfolding before our eyes. As we watch the proceedings together, we'll immerse ourselves in the role of the jury, grappling with the same dilemmas, moral quandaries, and weighty decisions that shape the course of justice. Get ready to deliberate alongside us as we step into the shoes of the jurors and wrestle with the complexities of the law. It's not just about observing, it's about actively engaging, analyzing, and understanding the profound impact of our verdicts. Let's embark on this legal journey together and explore the true essence of justice. Stay tuned because your verdict matters here on C.
Perfect.
Hello, and welcome back to Seymour Lane. I am Demetra Lit All Day of the Demetra Lit All Day brand, Lit Lane. And I just want to welcome you here today to the segment Trial and Jury, Live Trial Watch. This is part 3 of the state of Michigan versus KEYANTE, NEWBERN. If you've been following along with us here on Seymour Lane with this case, then you know that this is actually the start of day 2 for the actual trial. It's part 3 here on Seymour Lane, but it's day 2 that we're just going to embark upon of the actual trial. This trial is taking place in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The incident happened on December 26th, the day after Christmas, 2022. The victim in this case is Ms. Maya Kelly, 23 years old, mother of 2 children, at the time 4 years old and 1 year old. Ms. Kelly was in her home that night enjoying a movie with her family when she heard a knock on the door. Miss Kelly went to go answer the door and peeped through the peephole. She asked a couple of times, "Who is it?" with no answer or a muted answer. Maya Kelly lost her life that night right there at the door without even having opened the door. She was shot through the door and met her demise right then. The alleged suspect in this matter is KEYANTE NEWBERN. This trial is his trial, and it's going to be 4 counts: premeditated murder, possession of a firearm, felony in possession of a firearm, and one other count about a firearm. I can't remember. My bad. Anywho, What we learned so far throughout the day one, we learned so far that it is no actual eyewitness to the trigger being pulled. The case is made up of circumstantial evidence stemming from a few, two or three different camera footages that's able, as far as the prosecution say, to link Mr. Newbern to this crime. We've heard from CSI techs. We've heard from the boyfriend of Miss Maya Kelly that was actually in the home. We've heard from the neighbors. It was a duplex, which raises the question for myself, was this a mistaken identity? Did they knock at the wrong door? Did they target the wrong door? Yesterday during testimony, we heard some when the boyfriend Omar gave his testimony. It's pretty much we took a poll here on Seymour Lane, and we of the mindset that his testimony was that of somehow like a hostile witness, which was surprising to us here on Seymour Lane. Hey, Aisha. So today we're going to dive into this case. I thank you guys for joining me. Of course, there is a playlist for you guys who have been following this. If you missed any part of it, please feel free to catch the replay. It's easy to find. It's under the playlist titled Trial and Jury, Live Trial Watch. That's where you'll find all the parts to this trial. So we're going to get started here. I know I'm going to have to rewind. I know a couple of people going to be here, but I don't want to just wait. Okay. Wait a minute. Now somebody voted no, they don't like this type of content. ah, I see. Anywho, that is too funny. Okay, anywho, moving right along. Ask and you shall receive. Let me take the banner down. All right, let's get started. Baby, it's not about the change of other people. It's about the change of me, Aisha. You know, that was a test. That was simply a test of this emergency broadcast system, okay? It's not about change of others. It's about how I change, respond, react, push through. And I'm happy to say I passed that particular test. Keep them coming. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. First witness of the day.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Could you
How are
please?
you?
I'm good. Could you? No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. Just put your stuff there, but you're ultimately sitting right in there. But yeah, take your coat off. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Beth.
Thanks, Runner. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Bonnie Cravat. I'm one of the assistant prosecutors here. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions, okay?
Okay.
Could you please tell us your name and also spell it for the record?
Whole name?
Yes, please.
Markayla Newbern
Hmm.
Bonds. MAR.
This must be the defendant's cousin or something.
Newbern NEWBERN Bonds BONDS.
Thank you. And Miss, is it Newbern Bonds or Miss Bonds or how should I address
It's
you?
Miss Bonds. My Newbern's my middle name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I seen no paperwork, so it's here.
Oh, okay.
I will
Thank you.
do the whole name.
Miss Bonds, are you from the Grand Rapids area?
No,
Where do you live?
Lansing, Michigan.
How long have you lived there?
About like Lansing, Michigan, my whole life.
Okay. You never lived in Grand Rapids?
No.
Do you know KEYANTE Newbern?
Yes,
How do you know him?
it's my nephew.
Is he in the courtroom today?
Yes,
Can you tell me where he's seated at and just something he's wearing?
he's right over there wearing a nice blue button, blue and white button.
May the record reflect the witnesses identify the defendant.
It does.
Thank you. So I'd like to direct your attention back to January 11th of 2023. On that date, were you living in Lansing?
Yes, ma'am.
At what location?
1013 Climax Street.
On January 11th of 2023, did the police show up at your house that day?
Yes, they did.
Did they execute a search warrant at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that your house at that 10-13 climax, or could you please describe who had been living with you there before January 11th?
Let me make a brief noting here. What's very peculiar, or kind of I'm curious to find out, is that this is the aunt of the defendant, but she's being called right now by the prosecution. Very interesting. Okay, the defense team did not call her. She's actually giving testimony for the prosecution. Let's continue. Oh yeah, please like this video. Thank you.
Myself, my kids, and my boyfriend.
And so was that your house?
Yes, my house.
And so the police show up that day and they executed a search warrant, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And was the defendant also there?
Yes, ma'am.
And was he taken into custody by police?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had the defendant been at the house in Lansing with you?
A few days. I don't remember exactly how many days, but a few days.
Was it less than a week?
Yes.
Do you remember exactly what day of the week he showed up on?
I don't. That's top of my head.
But you just remember that he had been there a few days?
Yes.
Prior to that, when was the last time he had visited you, stayed with you at that house in Lansing?
A couple months prior to that, he used to live with me. So.
He used to live with you in Lansing?
Mm-hmm.
You have to say yes or no, ma'am.
Oh, what was the question again?
He lived with you in Lansing?
Yes.
Thank you.
He used to.
Used to when? How long before January 11th?
Years prior.
Okay, I think before you started to say months prior, but
He visited me. You said had he
Okay.
visited or lived there?
Okay, thank you for correcting me on that.
You're welcome.
So he had visited you months before January 11th.
This is the first witness that's not in law enforcement that act like she got some sense.
Yeah, he lived with me for a few years. Yes.
And then he shows up a few days before January 11th.
Correct.
Did you know that he was coming?
Yeah, he called and let me know he was coming down.
Did he bring any bag or luggage or anything with him to stay?
I believe he just brought like the overnight bag.
You're saying that he brought an overnight bag?
I believe so. Yes. I think they took that when they came.
And do you recall speaking with the police back on January 11th?
Yeah, after they came to my house.
And do you remember what you told them on that exact issue as to whether he had any bag or luggage with him?
I told them I didn't know, and then they told me that they found the bag.
Do you remember exactly what you said?
I do not.
So I'm just going to hand you, first of all, I'll show Mr. Kirk, in the record, but I'm showing Mr. Kirkhoff, but I'll show the witness. Good. And so Ms. Bonds, we're just going to show you part of a police report. I'm just going to ask you to look at it yourself,
Okay.
and then I'll ask you some more questions about it.
Okay.
And really just this paragraph, if you want to read that.
Oh wow.
No, just yourself,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Did you have a chance to read that?
Yes.
Does that refresh your memory on what you told the police about whether he had any bags or luggage with him?
Yeah, it says that I did not. He did not. I claim he did not have a bag. So, but then I was unsure.
But you told the police back then that he did not have a bag or luggage.
Right. So I wasn't sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so she might be a hostile witness, obviously. Seems like everybody has been a hostile witness.
Was he going to move in with you? Is he going to stay a long time? Or what was your understanding of why he showed up at your house in Lansing?
No, just coming to visit. A couple months before that, he called me for my birthday and we talked about coming to visit me. So it wasn't anything unusual. Just coming to visit. He usually helps me with my, or he previously has helped me with my disabled daughter before. So just come and spend time.
Who drove him there? Do you know?
I do not know.
Did he have a car?
No.
So when the defendant showed up at your house, he wasn't driving himself?
No.
So someone brought him there?
Yeah.
You just don't know who it was?
Correct.
That's been the case for all of
He
non-law enforcement
stayed
witnesses. They
on the
all been
couch
hostile.
and upstairs on the third floor.
Where's the couch? What floor?
First floor.
So how many floors or stories were at your house?
Um, you say four, so you could include the basement, but three above, ground. 3 floors.
So the basement, 3 other floors. Is that right?
Correct.
Hey, Tweety girl. Good morning, afternoon.
Couch.
Yes.
Just getting
And where was
started.
that?
First floor.
This is the defendant's aunt,
And
the
then
owner of the home
first
with his
floor,
grandma.
where he's previously stayed before.
She hostile too.
What? I'm sorry.
Where he's previously stayed before.
Is that the area up there?
Okay, so just letting you know, Tweety, because I know you've been following along with this. This is the aunt, the first witness of the second day, where we left off yesterday. She got called by the prosecution, but she's actually the defendant, Mr. KEYANTE NEWBERN. That's his aunt. She's the owner of the house where the grandmother lived, and she was there and where they picked him up at. And she got called by the prosecution. So she's pretty much a hostile witness. Let's continue. Thank you for joining.
Yes, third floor.
But of course, this trial just ended last week, Aisha. It ended on last Friday. But I haven't said the result of the court case. Like I didn't say the verdict, because we're going to deliberate here on Seymour Lane.
Ms. Bonds, do you recall what time of the day or night the police showed up?
Like early in the morning. Transition from night to today, maybe like 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m., something like that.
And so what were you all doing at the time the police arrived?
Just getting up for the day, getting ready for school and stuff. How about you? Kids are just like you.
And so you and your kids were just getting up for the day, kind of getting ready for the day?
Just about to. Me and my boyfriend were already up. We had stepped outside in the back, and then like police just showed up.
You weren't expecting the police?
No, not at all.
And you don't know the exact time they showed up, but it was the early morning hours?
Yeah, it was still like nighttime, and then as the process happened, this day came. So I don't exactly know. It's about 6 o'clock. We usually get up about 6:30.
Do you know if the defendant had been sleeping when the police showed up?
Yeah, he was upstairs.
So he had been sleeping just like everyone else?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ron.
Mr. Kirkhoff, any questions for this witness?
So I guess that testimony was to show that he was hiding out at the house.
That's correct. Correct.
Why she said she owned the house?
Correct.
And it's been a few years since he's lived there, but he's visited numerous times. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did he ever stay overnight when he visited?
Yes. Almost every time.
So him coming and staying for a while overnight is normal.
Yes. That's
Not
exactly what I.
unusual at all.
No. That's exactly what I told the police.
And I believe you said he's free, always welcome there, free to come and go. Is that correct?
Correct.
One other question.
Anything else, Mr. Burnett?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you're excused as a witness.
Oh,
Thank
she
you
should
very
have
much.
asked the question.
For your stuff over there.
Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so now we're going to get to what we was leading up to yesterday, okay? Now it's going to be the testimony, I do believe, from the alleged driver of the getaway car. The one who actually, I do believe he's going to testify against the defendant. So this is what we've been waiting for, Seymour Lane. Hey, Room Shaker. Good afternoon. Hey, family. Good afternoon. So this next witness is going to be very, 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 very important. You know, yesterday we saw the footage of the alleged getaway car that was very distinct in the fact that it had damage on both sides of the car. We also saw the text message that transpired between the defendant, KEYANTE NEWBERN, and Mr. Marquise Welch. Okay, so this is right now, this is maybe one of the most uh, damaging witnesses that we've seen so far. And I'm very curious from the opening statements of the prosecution. The prosecution let it be known that that of course that this gentleman, Mr. Welch, will be testifying, and of course he is. You have to keep in the humanistic part of it that he may be testifying to his own benefit, and he made a point. The prosecution made a point to not rule out his testimony because of that. Okay, so he's facing a case as well because he was the alleged getaway driver. Very, very, very interesting. See how this goes.
Okay, I
Oh,
assume
let me.
Mr. Welch is gonna be the next witness, counsel?
Yep, that's him.
People call Marquis Welch.
Okay.
My. Again, this is a murder trial of the Keontae Newbern, state of Michigan versus Keontae Newbern. The victim in this case was Miss Maya Kelly, a young lady, 23 years of age, the mother of two children at the time, 4 and 1. She was killed unfortunately at her door. She hadn't even opened the door. They shot through the peephole that night. On trial is Keontae Newbern for that crime.
Okay, why don't we make sure Mr. Welch can get situated in that chair with at least in handcuffs so that people put the problem. Okay. All right,
All
thank you.
right,
Good morning, Mr. Welch. Could you please raise your
you're
right
being
hand to the
housed
best
in
of your
the
ability?
jail.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth,
Hmm.
so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Mr. Faber, I think you're gonna make a statement about some potential immunity situation.
Yes, Your Honor, the people are offering Mr. Welch what is known as use immunity for today's testimony. Anything that Mr. Welch says regarding any activity of a non-assaultive nature that's relevant to this incident, any statements he makes during today's proceeding will not be used against him in the people's case in chief and prosecution. Obviously, impeachment or potential perjury for false statements.
He got a deal,
For those.
that's for sure.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Aisha,
Thank
for
you.
the
You have your
moderator.
understanding as well, Mr. Kirkon?
Yes.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Mr. Welch, do you have any questions about the immunity offer that I just extended to you for today's testimony?
No.
And your attorney, Evan Hebert, is present in the courtroom, is that correct?
Correct.
Could you state and spell your first and last names, please?
Marquise Welch, Marquis, Welch, WELCH.
Do you know a person by the name of Keontae Newbern?
Yes.
You see that person in the courtroom here today, sir?
Yes.
Can you point to that person and describe something that he's wearing?
Wearing a blue shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that indication of that.
It does.
How long have you known this defendant?
About 15 years.
Did you go to school together with him?
Yes.
What school was that?
Riverside Christian.
So you went.
I know he's not gonna whisper all through his testimony.
With Mr. Newbern.
Yes.
Back in December of 2022, what was your daily driver in terms of a vehicle?
Me and sometimes my sister.
Oh, he gonna have to
First of all,
stop
you need to
whispering.
speak up, and he's
Okay.
asking about, I think, the type of vehicle that you're using. Go ahead, but restate the question, Mr. Faber.
Back in December of 2022, what vehicle were you driving?
Dodge Journey.
Was that your mom's car?
Correct.
What color was it?
Silver.
Back in, let me go directly to the evening of December 26, 2022. Did you have that vehicle that day?
Yes.
Did you drive that vehicle to Canton Street Southwest here in the city of Grand Rapids?
Yes.
Did you drive there alone or did you go there with somebody else?
I went there with somebody else.
Who did you go there with?
KEYANTE.
With the defendant?
Yes.
You were arrested in that vehicle the very next day close, around 9:50 PM on the 27th,
Correct.
and that vehicle was taken into police custody.
Yes.
And do you recall getting a subpoena for an investigative subpoena interview?
No. I recall coming to court, and it was an investigative subpoena, but I didn't get subpoenaed to come to court. I was just brought to an investigative subpoena.
So on January 11th, do you remember coming into court, not this courtroom, but this building?
Yes.
And is it true that that was actually the last time that you and I actually met or spoke?
Correct.
Do you have an attorney present during your investigative subpoena interview?
Yes, it was.
Tom Cyber?
Yep.
And was there a grant of use immunity offered by the prosecution at that time in exchange for truthful testimony?
I believe so.
They offered him a deal right away.
Investigative subpoena interview.
Yes, I did.
Were you facing charges at the time of my investigative subpoena interview?
Yes, I was.
Were those related to narcotics? I'm not going to go into a great amount of detail with that. But were they drug related?
Yes.
Any charges related to the murder that occurred?
Hi, Angel. You made it just in time for the alleged getaway driver. He just started.
What was
This
your
is Marquise
obligation
Welch.
in exchange for truthful testimony under the investigative subpoena interview?
Could you ask in a different way? Because I don't understand.
For
You're going to have to stop mumbling.
offer not to charge you with, at the very least, based on your testimony, accessory after the fact to a murder, or potentially the murder itself. That was the offer from the prosecution. What was your obligation?
That was if I had some type of part in it. My obligation was to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Right.
And that's what you did.
Right.
Do you remember, and was there any discussion about your charges during my investigative subpoena interview? Or was that a subsequent conversation leading to an interview just with the detectives and an attorney?
I don't remember.
Do you remember being interviewed on January?
Nobody remember nothing with this trial.
I don't know if you remember Detective Sean Wolf seated here and another detective, Bayless.
Yep.
Okay, you had an attorney present with you at that time, too, correct?
Correct.
Were you offered something by the prosecutor's office in relation to your charged offenses?
I don't believe so.
I think he going to get on my nerves. I see that already.
I don't believe so.
Let me be quiet. Let me
Are
be
you on probation right now?
No.
So let's go back to December 26th. Okay, you said that you went to Canton Street with the defendant. When was the first time, that day, when was the first time that you encountered the defendant on that day?
No worries.
When I went to his house to pick him up,
Hey, Kathy.
What town is that?
Southeast Park.
Is that near 36th Street?
Correct.
Do you know where the Big Top is?
Yes.
Is it close to that?
Yep.
Did you have some text communications between yourself and the defendant leading up to your meeting?
I don't think so.
They showed the text
Exhibits, okay?
yesterday. Okay. These, oh my gosh, hard to take. I wonder how the victim's family feel sitting there and listening to these testimonies.
What's your, at least back then, what was your phone number, sir?
The 329 number.
That number that's listed at the top of the screen?
Yes.
And who is K-Man?
That is the defendant.
Okay. believe you testified at the investigative subpoena that you had J-Man's number memorized. But that's a text communication.
That's because he mumbling.
You and J-Man,
He mumbling.
correct?
Correct.
And to J-Man, you say you're about to be outside. Were you in your journey at that time?
Correct.
I go to 37. This is a text to you from the defendant. Pull up to Big Top. Is this the first time that you had contact with him that day?
I guess so.
Okay. Do you recall going to the Big Top?
Yes.
And now 38. Defendant's telling you that it's checking out. 30. Our phone system is linked to our computers.
Okay, all right.
The big bad guy now he want to whisper in court, and he getting a sweetheart deal. Okay, and now he gonna whisper.
The future of your business is here. With Wix, you get advanced AI capabilities for more customization, more time, and more growth.
This is you telling the defendant that you're at the Big Top, correct?
And we're back.
And when the defendant completes the purchase, does he come out and get into your car?
Yes.
Where do you go from there, sir?
Take him home.
Right to 36th Street?
Correct.
To a house or an apartment?
Apartment.
And do you know that to be where the defendant lived full time?
Correct.
At some point after going to his apartment, you go anywhere else?
He couldn't do it on his own. He ain't have a car.
Yes.
Where do you go?
We went to the north side of town.
You need to speak up, sir.
Went to the north side of town.
Okay.
And for what purpose?
Video shoot.
What type of video?
Music video.
And do you know who was
He needs to snitch a lot louder.
putting that together? Do you know the name of anybody that you were going to meet?
No.
Was this your idea to go to the north side of town, or was it the defendant's?
The defendants.
And did you drive? Was this on College?
Yes.
Was it a house that you went to?
Yes.
You don't know the name of the person that lived there or had rented the.
At the moment, no, I did not.
Okay. Do you know now?
Yes.
Who was it?
Isaiah, I guess.
Isaiah.
Yes.
Do you know Isaiah's last name?
No.
Do you know if that was his house or was it an Airbnb rental?
I don't know anything.
Okay. And did you go, just the two of you and the defendant, in journey?
Correct.
And you know about what time? So if the Big Top, you're meeting him roughly 4:30 p.m. How long do you stay at the defendant's apartment?
Probably about 30 minutes.
So shortly after 5, let's say. I don't want to pin you to a time, but approximately sometime after 5, you drive north.
Correct.
And definitely don't have a car that's easy to ID, huh?
College, or was it still light out?
It was getting dark.
Okay, all right. Describe what happens at Isaiah's place.
We walked in, smoking, drinking, and they got ready to shoot the video.
And is this like a legit production studio, or is it cell phone video? How's it being filmed?
It's being filled with a legit camera with production.
So like a production quality video.
Correct.
Now this video shoot is supposed to be the defendant's alibi.
If during the shooting of this video that any
before it was displayed.
How many firearms did you see at this College Avenue address?
When I walked in, or when you walked in, it was only one gun at the table.
So it's your testimony that there was a gun at the table when you arrived,
Correct.
and describe the gun.
Black.
Do you know what
Ciao.
gun it is?
No.
Did you see the defendant handle that gun?
Yes.
What did he do with it?
Wave made pointed, dancing with it on the music video.
Not dancing with the gun.
Isaiah was.
Dancing with.
Yeah, sir, I'm sorry, sir. Either speak right now.
I have to go ahead and cut in right here because he is chafing my hide. Okay. If you getting a sweetheart of a deal, whereas you could have been an accessory to a murder, they have damning information on you. The only reason they're able to find you and the suspected defendant, alleged defendant, is because of your car. You didn't already turned over, flipped on them. You over there doing your testimony. I would think that you would get a state what they ask you for. They want the truth and they want you to deliver the truth in the proper way. If I was the prosecution after this lackluster performance in this courthouse, I would reduce the offer I made him. If I offered him 20 years, it'd be 25, 30 now. I'm just saying. I can I'm having a rant, okay? I'm ranting. I'm sorry, okay? I'm ranting. One thing I cannot stand is no mumble mouth man. My boys, when they get the mumbling when you're talking to them, and I know they be all loud, I know they rap and they do all that kind of stuff. I tell them all the time, open your mouth and talk. Put some bass in your voice. Stop mumbling. Okay, I'm done ranting. Let's continue. Ciao.
The microphone, you gotta speak up, okay? Do you understand?
They didn't tell him that 4 times.
What was the answer to your question?
He was dancing with it with the person Isaiah was.
Isaiah was, what about the defendant?
They both was.
With that same gun?
Yes.
Did you see any other guns at that residence that day?
No.
So do you recall, under investigative subpoena, which you testified was.
Right, because he's saying something totally different now.
Okay. Do you recall telling the detective that I don't know if the gun he had at the video was the one I gave him? Do you recall saying that?
Right, but I understand. Yes, I did. I recall saying that.
Okay, so you just testified that you walked in, you saw a gun on the table already. And as you're looking at it, is what you're saying that you didn't know if that gun was the one that you had given him previously?
Hmm.
When we walked into the house, the gun was already on the table.
Did this gun have a laser attachment, a blue light?
I don't even remember.
Did you
Wow.
see, were you present during the filming of the production video?
Yes, I was.
Did you see anybody displaying a firearm with a blue laser light?
I don't remember that part. I just remember the gun.
So you're saying you don't remember, not that there wasn't a blue light, but that you don't remember if there was?
I don't remember if it was.
He is literally playing in everybody's face right now.
Previously.
It was a 40.
A 40?
Yeah.
Do you remember being asked that question when you were interviewed in your proffer by Detective Wolf and Detective Bayless?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what you told them in terms of the gun that you gave them?
Correct.
What did you tell them?
It was a police gun, 40.
Is it true that you said, I gave him a Glock months before the murder? I'm not sure if it was a 17 or a 19.
I don't remember.
But a look at that statement, refresh your memory, the transcript.
This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. Here we go with somebody who got a deal. He's literally lying on the stand, playing like he got amnesia, and saying the direct opposite of what he already did said during the subpoena, during the pretrial hearings. This is insane. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I won't read this out loud, but the line down here that starts with Mr. Welch and then continued in the first part of the next page.
Okay.
Did you read all that?
Yeah.
And then read
So
down
he a
through
speed
line
reader.
10. Does that refresh your memory?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Welch, what type of firearm did you give the defendant?
A Glock.
Glock pistol?
Correct.
And what do the terms 17 or 19, what do those mean? Because you were specific with the detective.
I don't know what it means.
That was your
This is
description of the type of block.
this is horrible.
Those are
Horrible.
your words, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then you remember telling them when you were asked what caliber it was, you said it's whatever caliber the police uses.
Correct.
Okay. When, if you can be as specific as possible, how long before December of 2022 had you given the defendant that gun? You said months before, but can you be more specific?
Like June.
I'm sorry?
June.
Like the summer?
Yes.
And that's an approximate?
Yes.
So you're confident it's June, or was it about June?
About June.
I would take back his deal. I mean, honestly, I would take back the deal. I wonder if they can take back the deal.
Safe to say that that wasn't a legal firearm transaction, is that correct?
Correct.
So from June, you gave him a Glock. Not sure if it was a 17 or a 19. Have you seen him with a gun in the months in between June?
Correct.
How often did you see him with a gun?
Not very often.
And then was it the gun that you gave him that you saw him with?
I don't know.
Was it a Glock?
I don't know.
But it's your testimony. You're saying you saw him with a gun. Can you describe the gun you saw him?
I wasn't up close on the gun, so I don't know if it was the same gun or not.
I would be objecting to my own witness right now.
To the music video, when you were asked about the gun, that was you said there was one gun visible at the video production.
Correct.
And you were asked during your proffer by detectives on January 26th about the gun that you saw in the music video. And then again, you said, I know he had a gun on him. I gave him a gun months ago. You recall saying that?
No.
Read line 19 to yourself, the highlighted portion. You recall saying, I know he had a gun on him.
I guess yes.
I'm sorry?
I guess yes.
Yes, yes, or you read your words?
Correct.
This is ridiculous. Hey, Winter, this is an alleged getaway driver. And he is doing the fool. Okay, let me see. I got my volume boosters up. Let me got my volume boosters up. Let me try to let me see what I can do. That's because he's mumbling like crazy. Can y'all hear the attorney okay? And when he talks, that's when he gets low. Let me see here. Voice boost. Uh, reset. Let me cut it back up. Right there. And let me add another extension I had on my other tab. Let me do this. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's him talking low like that. Okay, I'm gonna try to add this other extension on my browser. Okay, give me 1 second.
How long are you at the music video shoot?
About 2 hours.
Does there come a time when you leave that area with the defendant to go somewhere else?
Correct.
Where do you go?
Canton Street.
You go to Canton Street,
Correct.
and whose idea was it to go to Canton Street?
His.
You leave together,
Yes.
just
Said, take me on Canton Street.
take you down to Canton Street?
Correct.
Did you ask him?
Nope.
He, your friend asks and you got the car, so he asks and you just say, sure,
Yeah.
okay. When you drive down there, you go directly there when you get there.
I guess he didn't see the people or see the person he was looking for.
Yeah, we can't hear you. You got to speak way up, sir.
I guess he didn't see the person or people he was looking for. So
Are you guessing or did he say?
See, that's him.
I mean, he was looking toward the right where the cars were parked. So I would assume.
Looking toward the right where the cars are parked. So behind you is an aerial map of Canton Street. If you could turn around and take a look at that.
See it.
Okay. Or we can put it up here.
It's funny that you said that, Aisha. They mentioned a little bit about that yesterday as it pertains to the cousin and the neighbor down the street.
Do you recall when you first arrived on Canton Street, from what street did you come from? Did you come down Division? Did you come up Ionia? What did you do?
I came from Ionia.
And were you heading north or south on Ionia to get to Canton Street to turn onto it?
I was heading north.
So you're driving north on Ionia. Yes.
Correct.
You turn,
Correct.
and then you said you looked for cars on the right. Describe. So now that we're oriented to the way that you arrived at the street, describe what happens next.
He was looking to the right.
He was looking to the right.
Correct. I believe that's where only cars can park on the right side of the street. So he was looking to the right to look and see if the person or persons was there where he was looking for.
Okay. Did he tell you that?
Dang, I missed what I missed the part when I was trying to do the volume.
Okay, so you don't know. That's what's in your head.
Correct.
Okay. Did he specify an address that he wanted you to go to?
No.
Did you recall being asked that question under investigative subpoena?
No.
You got to go refresh his memory again.
Your sworn testimony that you indicated was 100% truthful. But look at that, refresh your memory.
I guess.
So I'll take a,
Why they don't ask for a break like on TV? Your Honor, can I request a break so they can go get his mind right?
starting with page 20, Mr. Kirkhoff. Read the highlighted portion there, starting at line 817.
Okay.
drop him off?
I dropped him off in front of the first building to the left. Or
To the left?
that's
Yeah. You know the address, correct?
right. That's what the side I was sitting on. So yeah,
So what address did you drop him off at?
it wasn't a specific address, but that's where I stopped at.
Where the red dot is?
Right.
Did he tell you to drop him off in front of that house?
No.
Remember being asked that under investigative subpoena?
No, I don't.
Page 56. The highlighted portion. What were the defendant's directions to you when you drove to Canton?
There was really no directions. But he just told me to drop.
The question was, he directed you to drop him off right outside of 47 Canton. Your response under oath that you testified is 100% truthful. Is correct.
He's already said he's 100% truthful, so I don't think we need to reemphasize that with every question, but then you can just restate it. Okay, Mr. Favor, no big deal, but.
To the question, he directed you to drop him off right outside of 47 Canton. What was your response? It's a one-word response, sir.
Correct.
How many times did you drive down Canton Street before dropping the defendant off at 47 Canton?
Once.
You only drove down the street once?
I drove down the street once and then I came back around.
Okay. Describe the path that you took coming back around.
I took Ionian to the right, Canton, to the right on Division, to the right on Hall Street, and to the right on Ionian again.
And why did you do that?
I said he didn't see the people or the person he was looking for.
Those were his words?
No.
That's what you assumed?
Correct.
Well, so you're the one controlling the motor vehicle, correct?
Correct.
So you drive to 47 Canton where the defendant directed you to go. What prompted you to continue driving down the road instead of stopping in front of the house that the defendant directed you to stop?
He didn't tell.
And are you discussing
Throw the whole testimony away.
that block back up in front of the house?
Yes. After I go around the corner.
And what happens next?
He just got to let him out the car. Went down the street to park.
Why would you go down the street to park if it wasn't nefarious?
Remember being asked that during your proffer?
Pathetic, Angel.
No.
Pathetic.
Read page 24. highlighted.
Yeah, I got like 3 volume boosters on this. Oh, what's funny? This is outrageous.
I don't know. I don't recall saying that.
So you're saying the transcript is incorrect?
I don't recall saying that.
It doesn't refresh your memory?
No, no.
Let me cut in right here. Thank y'all for joining this broadcast. You know, we're doing a trial and jury live trial watch. This is part 3 of the live viewing here on Seymour Lane, State of Michigan versus KEYANTE NEWBERN. And right now we have a hostile witness that's also been offered a plea deal or a sweetheart deal. He is in fact the alleged getaway driver. Okay. Hey, Kurt Vixen. Kurt Vixen, you finna get really ticked off. Okay. So this is Marquise Welch. He's been identified as the getaway driver. It was his vehicle that was spotted on the surveillance footage from 3 different points. He has been given a deal to give this testimony today against the defendant, KEYANTE NEWBERN. He is right now absolutely switching up everything he said in his sworn statement, the testimony that they gave him the deal for. So while it's very hard for me to watch and stomach, the reality is he's also serving a great purpose. Even though he may be reluctant, may even hesitant, and maybe even, not plagiarizing, child. Not plagiarizing. What's the word? Wait a minute. Perjuring himself. It shows that he's hiding something. It shows that he was up to something no good. It's very dubious. This is not helping. His testimony right here is not helping the defendant. As a matter of fact, this may be more helpful to the defendant than if he was up there just singing like a lark. Had he been sitting there on that stand, just snitching away, it might have looked like he was too thirsty to get for his plea deal. So I think this might be having the opposite effect and might be working for the not prostitution, the the prosecution, right? So let's keep watching. Very interesting. Let's get back to what's his name, Marquise the Mumbler. Right now, he's under questioning from the prosecution.
He said that he walked toward the house.
Now, I can object because on page 24, that is Detective Wolf saying.
Well, the transcript will speak for himself. If you want to go over the transcript with him, that's fine.
That was the question that was asked and your answer.
I don't recall. Like I said, I went parked down the street. I never paid attention, and that's what I remember my answer was. But
Which brings me to my next question.
He knew something illegal was going to happen.
Why did you drive down the street?
there's nowhere to park. Nowhere to park. It's snowed everywhere. I don't want to be snowed in or get stuff. So I went down the street.
We saw parking spots available on the street.
Just about
Plenty.
You remember saying you didn't want you or your car to be a part of that? Well, investigative subpoena pages 8, 11, 14, 15.
Damn, he said it that many times.
We're gonna, Mr. Welch, this is gonna be a long morning. You have an obligation to be 100% truthful.
Okay, you better remind them.
Immunity offer that you've been given. What did you not want to be a part of?
didn't want to be a part of anything, I wouldn't have came there.
What?
Why did you tell the police that you didn't want them to see my car because my kids ride in this car and I didn't want to put them in danger?
Because it was a situation with one of our friends, and that's his cousin's house. So yeah,
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cole. What's that person's name?
Terrell,
Terrell Franklin?
correct.
How do you know that person?
His friend,
Who's friend?
our friend.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Mine's in Keyante.
Went to school with at least 15 years. Because you said 15 years a couple of years ago when you were interviewed, so a little bit longer now. Terrell went to school with you too.
Correct.
That means that you, the defendant, and Terrell all went to school together.
So let me stop it right here, just to give you guys a refresher, okay? Or if you're just joining us today, okay? Terrell, the home that this happened at for the victim, Maya Kelly, was 40 Canton Road. 2 days or a couple of days before the shooting that we are watching the trial for, the victim's baby daddy, cousin, was visiting at their house. That's Terrell, the victim's cousin-in-law. Let's just say that, right? He went down the street and did some type of felonious act, broke in, robbery, something to one of their neighbors down the street. He was subsequently arrested that same night at the victim house. Okay? And so it's easy to kind of see. They thought he accused the victim and her boyfriend of snitching on him, Terrell, the cousin. So right now, this testimony that he's giving reluctantly is tying it all together. Who are the players? Who are the people, right? So the victim's cousin-in-law committed some type of crime down the street. 2 days later, somebody come knocking at the door and shoot through the door, unaliving Maya. Hey, Jaya, hey, chill out. So that's very important right now that they tying it all together about who know who. And I'm very interested to see how they know Omar, the victim baby daddy, who testified yesterday, and his testimony was of a hostile witness, and it was his whole baby mama who got unalived. And we found out yesterday during Omar testimony that it might be a tighter connection to the defendant and the getaway driver than what he was willing to say. So Jay and chill out, y'all made it just on time. Okay, we got Marquise Wiley up here, and he's in danger of getting his whole plea deal taken away. I am so glad that the prosecution just slid that subtle reminder that, hey, we offer you a deal for this testimony, and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. We ain't telling you to lie. But anywho, that's just my commentary. Let's continue. Please hit the like button. Thank y'all for joining me at Trial and Jury, the live trial watch and discussion on Seymour Lane.
But you went to school with the defendant, and then you went to school with Terrell.
Terrell didn't go to the
You look dusty, family.
No, no. Terrell didn't go to the same school as me and Keyante.
Do you remember being asked that?
Asked what? With me and
If you went to school with both of them?
I did go to school with both of them, but not in the same school.
Maybe we'll table that for a moment. Was the defendant friends with Terrell?
Correct.
What, to your knowledge, what had happened that you described under investigative subpoena as some stupid, your words, some stupid shit before December 26th involving Terrell?
I don't know what really happened.
No, nothing.
It's
Nobody know that.
It's because of whatever happened that made you go down the street. Is that correct?
Actually, it was both.
You remember? You remember being asked that under investigative subpoena? Page 8. Go ahead and read the entire page. Can you tell the jury why you drove down the street, please?
Because Terrell I brought Terrell to the house, and there was something occurred there, and
I cannot hear.
You gotta speak up, sir.
something occurred at the house, and I didn't want to be attached to it, so, and it was nowhere to park, so yeah.
Okay. So in addition to parking limitations, it's true that you didn't mention anything about parking limitations at any point during the investigative subpoena?
I guess.
So, and you specifically said numerous times you didn't want your car, you didn't want this to be associated with your car, correct?
Right, what Terrell had going on.
What did you not, and you also said that you were fearful that your kids might be in danger. That's in your head. What specifically was what was the source of your fear, and what were you afraid of in terms of this danger that you testified about?
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen after the defendant got out of your car at 47 Kansas?
After Terrell had done whatever he did at the house.
You didn't want to get car.
Correct.
Why did you say on page 15 of the investigative subpoena, I didn't want to put my kids in danger? What specifically in your mind led to that statement?
Same thing. I drive in the same car. I ride my kids around. So
Danger from what?
anything, people,
Meteorites?
anything, people.
Traffic accidents? Or somebody targeting your car?
Somebody could target my car. I don't know. That's why I did. That's why I went down the street.
Where did
Went down the street and parked at a business in the parking lot, driveway.
Before I move off of Terrell, where was Terrell on December 26th?
I believe he was incarcerated.
You went down the street. I'm going to play exhibit 22. No. Sorry. 25. This Mr. Welch, I'd like you to watch this very short video. Exhibit 25 is playing. Is that you backing up there?
Correct.
You found the parking spot.
Correct.
At 30 seconds into that video, the car's still running, correct?
Correct.
Why did you turn your headlights off? Go ahead and, I'll rewind it and just watch the light in front of watch your headlight beams in front of your car.
So why did I turn it off?
Why did you turn your lights off?
Why did I turn them off?
Yes. Did you see your lights go off?
I think that was the brightest, but I don't know.
You don't know why you turned your lights off? Mr. Welch, your car is like every other car on the planet where you have to actually manipulate something to turn your lights off, correct?
Correct.
Why did you turn your lights off? Did you know what was going on down the street?
I didn't know anything was going down on the street.
How long are you there?
All right, about a couple minutes.
Does there come a time when the defendant returns to your car?
Right.
Describe that.
Got back in the car.
Did he walk towards your car? Was he running?
I guess he was running because I seen a video from preliminary hearing, but I wasn't really paying attention.
So
Let me leave
and
it alone, child. I'm trying to hold on.
two behind you.
I promise y'all, I'm sitting here trying to. I gotta remember that I'm supposed to be just listening to this, as in be in the seat of the juror. I'm literally trying to go through my screenshots from yesterday so I can show this man the pictures of all those parking spots of himself pulling back. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I wonder, we just have to watch and see. I don't understand why they can't ask for a break. Your Honor, can I request a break at this moment? I need time to confer with this witness. So they can take this witness and go remind him and read to him his deal and let him know that he was supposed to be being charged with accessory to murder. And not just the drug charges he ended up that they offered him for his testimony. Crazy.
47 Canton, go ahead and take a look. 47 Canton to where you were parked is 3/4 of the city block.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a clip, right? Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Your headlights are off. Was it discussed between you and the defendant where you were going to park?
No.
How long were you expecting the defendant to do what you were unaware of at 47 Canton?
I wasn't aware.
So you were going to wait there for eternity until he returned?
Yes.
So it's your testimony that it wasn't discussed, maybe during your first pass around, that I'm going to park right here.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. So just
The prosecutor getting pissed off. I've been mad.
36th Street. Back to the apartments.
When you,
Highway.
did you drive, did you go on the division?
Correct. To Hall Street to the highway.
So division south to Hall, then west to the highway.
Correct.
When did you turn your headlights back on?
I forgot. I didn't. He hopped in the car and just split off.
Where do you go from there?
36th Street.
To whose house?
Kayla's house.
Caitlin's a friend?
Correct.
Friend of yours or friend of the defendant's or both?
Mines.
What did the defendant say after getting into your car after running to it?
Said go.
Was there an argument about how fast you were going?
Probably. I don't remember.
He don't remember nothing. He don't remember nothing.
Preliminary examination, page 90.
I got a feeling that deal they made him is no longer going to be on the table.
1 through 13, please.
He must like the feel of them handcuffs that he got on his wrist right now. He must like it because he about to catch a murder case.
Was there an argument or disagreement about your driving speed?
Correct.
Describe that.
I was driving slow.
The defendant said you were driving too slow.
Yeah.
He was mad.
I mean, he wasn't mad.
Question that you were asked. The defendant was mad you were driving too slow, question mark? What was your answer? Line 13.
I said, yeah.
Did you see the defendant with the gun when you got back into your car?
No.
And any ever make any comments to you about what he did at 47 Kent?
No.
I literally got 3 volume boosters on right now. That's him mumbling.
I don't remember.
Page 50 and 51, Mr. Purple.
Again, this trial is taking place in Rapids, Michigan. Okay, and I don't know much about Michigan or Grand Rapids, but I'm wondering, is it a situation with a lot of gang violence? I don't know, but it's very apparent to me. It's very apparent that the defendant in this case, KEYANTE NEWBERN, allegedly, he must be a bad actor. Okay, he must be a bad actor. His name or whatever must be hey must be something else because it's been what the black neighbor act like he didn't remember nothing after he said something. Uh Omar act like he don't know nothing. Everybody seems to be scared to get a testimony. So I'm assuming that this Keontae Newbern character, the defendant that we see on the screen, I'm starting to get the impression that he's not one to play with because everybody seemed reluctant to testify against him. On the stand right now, we got the alleged getaway driver who done made a deal. Hey, watching, who done made a deal, and now he changing his testimony. He's sitting right there right now with handcuffs on. He could be facing catching, getting that deal revoked, which will make him have the original charges against him include murder. And he's sitting there mumbling right now. Let's go. Incredible. And let me say this too. I feel like it is a slap in the family face of the victim, Maya Kelly. They have to sit there in this courthouse and see so many people downplay, minimize, play crazy. And trying to, in the moment when they try to get justice for their loved one. Insane. Thank you for letting me give my commentary. Let's continue.
Read line 6 through 14.
You reading a lot slower now. The first time they had him read something, he was a speed reader.
Attorney's right there with you during this, correct?
Yeah.
Ms. Paletta?
Yeah.
She's chiming in. Remember saying that the defendant told you he shot that bitch? His words?
Oui.
I don't remember him telling me that, but yeah.
I mean, that's what you said in this recorded proffer, correct?
I didn't say he told me that.
He's a point of clarification. He said it out loud.
Correct.
Maybe not talking to you. Do you remember being asked if you knew what he was referring to specifically with the word bitch?
Correct.
What was your answer?
No.
Do you remember limiting it to two potential explanations for the use of the word bitch?
Correct.
What were the two possibilities for the use?
I mean, at that moment, after y'all had told me what had happened, so y'all, I assume he said shot that bitch for what y'all said happened, or shot that bitch for you shot the video. So
Okay,
Yeah, right.
but
Yeah, right.
you're not denying.
So at this moment in time, he wants somebody to believe that he goes to drive. He hit the block a couple of times on the street that he was directed to. Let the man, the defendant, out the car, drove around, parked blocks away with the lights off, car running. The defendant runs, jumps in his vehicle, And we saw the footage yesterday. He pulled off so fast the door wasn't even already closed up. No lights on. And at this moment in time, he say that the man got in the car. He wasn't speaking to him. But he gets in the car and said, I shot that bitch. And right now, he want us to believe, he want the court to believe that it could be that the defendant was referring to, he shot that bitch, meaning the music video, which was hours before. Are you kidding me? Wow.
That those words were
Guilty.
stated by the defendant, you just don't know exactly what he meant by that. Is that fair?
Correct.
Sure.
I wonder if the jury, the actual jury, feel like I'm feeling right now. I'm supposed to be in the position of the jury. At this moment, my position as a jury is that everybody look guilty. Throw them all away. Lock them up and throw away the key.
So this is one more point on the offer for your charges, unrelated to this incident, to this murder. You have not been charged with anything arising from this murder, correct?
Correct.
With your existing case at the time, 676FH, it's like it's a controlled substance offense without going into elaborate detail. As a fourth habitual offender, does that sound accurate?
Correct.
Okay. Fourth habitual means you have 3 prior felony convictions. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And what's your understanding of what a habitual offender notice means in terms of sentencing guidelines?
I don't know.
Does it make it worse or does it make it better?
Make it worse.
Okay. And there's fourth habitual offender. There's not fifth or sixth or seventh or eighth. It's the highest, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Do you remember being given an offer by the prosecuting attorney on that case?
Correct.
Okay. I think earlier either you weren't sure or you didn't believe you were given an offer. May the record reflect I'm showing defense counsel correspondence between Mr. Welch's attorney and the prosecuting attorney's office.
Now the prosecutor, he okay, watch it. Now the prosecution talking my language. You know, he reminding this man so subtly, not so subtly, of what's at stake here. So this leads me to believe that they can, in fact, rescind the offer made. That offer not in.
Just to refresh your memory,
They can take it back.
what was negotiated between your attorney and the prosecutor. If you could just take a moment to read that letter, please.
Why he not reading? Oh my goodness, this man is ticking me all the way off. That's him thinking about his future. That's the face he's making right now.
Read my document, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what was the,
He never even looked at it.
before I ask you what your understanding of your offer was, is it fair to say you could have gone to prison for your pending charge?
Correct.
Did you go to prison?
No.
What was the offer that you were extending?
365 days. Yeah,
1 year in jail,
correct.
probation?
Man, oh my God.
No, no further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Kirkhoff.
What do you mean, no further questions?
So, to come here and testify, you got a deal where you were only gonna get a year to come, correct?
Correct.
If you didn't testify, we would have got a lot more, right? Charged with murder in connection with this, right?
Correct.
And that's a life offense? Yes?
Yes.
You could have spent the rest of your life in prison, correct?
Correct.
So that's why you testified, correct?
Correct.
Mic check. Okay, it's working. If he dropping tears, it's tears of a clown, tears of the fact that he know he gonna get this deal taken back. Period. He looking at life. Wow. Ciao. Okay, y'all can't hear anything? Okay, let me push pause. Okay, so y'all couldn't hear the part when the judge say, "Let's take a break." Y'all didn't hear that part. Let me reset my share screen here. They're not talking right now, but they were talking. Can y'all hear me? Okay, because they had stopped talking for a second, so y'all didn't hear the part when the judge said, "Let's take a break," huh? I'm gonna restart the screen share. Okay, let's start that again. Let's see. Let's start that one again. Thank y'all for letting me know. I got on 3 different volume boosters. Okay, let's see.
All right, be seated, please.
Okay, did y'all hear the judge say be seated?
Let's try to make this as simple as possible, okay? I think, Mr. Faber is, I think, correct about the admission, unless there's a stipulation
Can y'all hear the
to the
judge now?
admissibility. I think it's an out-of-court statement for the truth of the matter asserted. That's what hearsay is. So I don't think it's
Okay, we good
admissible
to go.
as substantive
Sorry
evidence
about
as
that.
far as giving it to the jury admitted in this case. But you can certainly use it as his statement. You can impeach him with it. You can pressure the recollection with it. You can do it for that purpose.
Well, I'm gonna offer it as an exhibit. It's a statement made by this defendant. I'm gonna go through with it line by line on what he said. And I think it's a little bit easier should we actually, enter it as an exhibit rather than go through every line by line. Otherwise, I'll go through every line.
Well, I'd be happy if you guys want to stipulate to the entry of an exhibit, Mr. Faber. I have not seen this letter recently. Why don't we go off the record and we'll have a discussion and see if we can hash this matter out, okay? Let me see you in chambers, okay?
Yeah, you know what? Why they going to see and let me say this, okay? The prosecution got several attorneys on their team, okay? So while I was in the lead attorney up in there to talk to the judge, oh, Lady Steph, girl, I was thinking about you. I couldn't just very well stop the whole live to wait for you. Lady Steph, when you go back and rewind this testimony, of the alleged driver, girl, you're going to be so mad. He is literally on this stand playing real, real crazy. And now they finna go into the judge's chambers because they arguing, hey, Cruiser, they arguing about whether or not they can submit the testimony or a statement from the alleged getaway driver of saying that he was coerced into giving that testimony. This has been insane. Okay, so let's fast forward through this part. So this is Marquise Wiley, Cruiser, and Lady Steph, and he has been absolutely a hostile witness. As far as I'm concerned, he in danger of getting that plea deal taken, and the
Hearsay, they are
okay.
offered for the truth of the matter asserted. So I don't think the documents themselves are admissible, but I don't know if that's a distinction without a difference, because I'm going to give Mr. Kirkhoff a lot of latitude when he cross-examines Mr. Welch regarding these documents. And one of the things that came up, for instance, is a police officer allegedly threatened the defendant about what's going to happen, or excuse me, the witness about what's going to happen when he goes to prison. That part, I don't think that's the statement by the police officer is hearsay. It's not being offered for the fact of what's going to happen when he goes to prison, or if he goes to prison. It's about why he is motivated to do what he is doing or not doing. So if you want to just, I'd rather, if you want to make a continuing objection or on these matters, Mr. Faber, that's fine. Or I just want to make sure we do this efficiently so I don't have to deal with an objection for every question. Maybe I'll make a general statement and then we'll go from there.
Well, the people agree, Your Honor, with the court's characterization of these documents as hearsay. So unless there's a proper exception for the hearsay, the reference to the hearsay contained within impeachment, memory refresh.
Okay. Well, he could, like, for instance, you say, Mr. Welch, were you fearful of going to prison? That's a reasonable thing. And
why?
then he said, well, and then why are you fearful? And then, did the police also tell you something about that? I mean, that seems to be appropriate.
That is an absolutely proper, the court's suggestion as to how to properly lay a foundation for impeachment or for memory refreshed. I would have no objection to it because it's proper. That's not the way that defense counsel verbalized how he was going to get the item, get the document in line by line, I think was his word. There is one line, Your Honor, that I would like Your Honor's ruling on to exclude the reference to the legal conclusion that I mentioned in chambers.
That this gentleman is the sole witness?
Well, that's one, that's just a blatant falsity, but just to get a conviction of an innocent man. There would be no proper mechanism to allow a witness to testify about a legal conclusion in any way. So I would ask the court to instruct Mr. Kirkhoff not to attempt to elicit that comment.
Mr. Kirkhoff, I'm trying to make this as efficient as possible. It looks like I'm failing miserably, but I'll be happy to hear what you have to say about this issue.
I will avoid that particular line.
Okay. But do you understand where I'm coming from, Mr. Kirkhoff, as far as how to question the witness? All right. Let's just get the jury back in here. We'll all do our best, okay?
I Googled it, y'all, in the interim. I was Googling in Michigan. Could you end up taking back a plea? Say it can be done, but it would be complicated, and you would want to have a good attorney on your side. But I think they're talking about. I'm gonna make the question I Googled a little bit more specific. I think they're talking about if the plea deal for the actual defendant. I'm talking about for a witness. Let me Google again.
All rise for the jury, please. Be seated, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to instruct you on a couple of different things. First of all, I had a meeting with counsel to try to make things maybe more efficient, and I don't think I succeeded. So we're going to do our best to get through this. So that's the way that is. The other thing I wanted to do is instruct you, just kind of give you a general idea of the difference between jail and prison, because a lot of people wouldn't necessarily know the difference between jail and prison. So we have here in Kent County, and almost every county, I imagine, unless it's a very, very small county, is the county jail. We have the Kent County Jail off the highway here on 96 on Ball Street or something like that. In any event, jail is local, and you cannot be placed in jail for more than 1 year. And when you're in the jail, if you do well, you get what's called good time. So you get some good time off from your sentence. All right, that's jail. Then there's prison. Prison is, you can be sent anywhere within the state, Jackson, Ionia, up north, places in the UP, things like that. And that's less, the minimum sentence you can get is 1 year. So it's at least 1 year. That's the minimum sentence. So obviously the more severe penalty is going to prison, not jail. Okay. And also in prison, you do not get good time off your minimum sentence like you do when you go to jail. So I thought at least you should kind of have a general idea of what that involved. So with that, at this point, Mr. Kirkhoff, you can cross-examine the witness. Go ahead.
coerced or threatened into saying things at the preliminary examination that you didn't think was true?
Yes.
And is that by Detective Bailiff?
Correct.
Were you promised that you would not be subjected to a perjury charge if you changed your original story?
Correct.
Is that why you changed your story?
Yes.
Wow. This is a trip.
And what were you told if you went to prison? Were you threatened with anything?
Yes.
And what were you told would happen to you if you went to prison?
Get raped, stabbed, who knows what else.
And you
So you mean to tell me that this man, let me just let it continue. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
obviously wanted to avoid going to prison as a result of that, correct?
Correct.
So you changed your story, correct?
Correct.
Were you also told that you had to change your story because it didn't make sense to them?
Correct.
And did you change your story?
Yes.
Basically, did you feel that you had to tell them what they wanted to hear or you were going to prison?
Correct.
And you changed what basically you felt really happened in order to avoid going to prison, right?
Correct.
During the course of these negotiations with the prosecutor, did your offer that was made to you change at all?
Yes.
How?
This is
They
insane.
offered me to go home.
So you were basically told you the charges would be dropped and you could go home?
Correct.
Did that happen?
No.
And did you try to get that by changing your story?
Correct.
And incidentally, that covered both your current charge and your two bond violation charges, correct?
Correct.
And if you didn't change your story, do you think you would have gone to prison?
Yes.
At the preliminary examination, did you tell lies on the stand?
I guess yes.
You'd do anything to avoid going to prison, right?
Correct.
Including lying.
Correct.
Angel says, how about killing a young mother to avoid prison, idiot? Lock his ass up. Correct. I need to do some research, and I will be doing some research. Oh, well, the trial just ended last week. But I'm going to follow up to see exactly what happened with Mr. Marquis Welch. I find it hard. I'm just not believing. I'm not in the mind frame right now that the prosecution would honor any type of plea deal given to him. He sat there. We are literally seeing him sit there and flip his whole entire testimony. Not only is he flipping his whole testimony, he's also accusing the prosecution of coercion.
This gun that you supposedly gave to Mr.
They can't throw it out. They need it.
That was given to him, you said, a few months before this incident.
Correct.
This incident happened at the end of December You said June, but that's more than a few months before that.
Correct.
So when do you think you gave him the gun? End of August, beginning, I mean,
Cross-examination by
end of
the
summer, beginning of autumn?
Around June.
I'm sorry,
Around June sometime.
you think it was in June?
Correct.
It was definitely before last, the spring of 2022, right?
Correct.
At this video shoot, did you actually go in
Yes.
and this gun
I
that
can't wait to
was
see that
displayed in the video shoot
I
was
can't
already there, correct?
Correct.
And everybody passed that gun around, didn't they?
Correct.
You think you touched it?
Yeah, I touched it.
Now, was there a lot of drinking and smoking at that video shoot?
Yes.
Everybody was having a good time?
Correct.
And you actually left early, didn't you?
Correct.
You went and got something to eat, didn't you?
Yes.
And later on that night, you remember?
Pause. Okay, so Family of Six say, I would love to see his interrogation footage. Me too. And you know, if anybody under the sound of my voice, if anybody is familiar with the Freedom of Information Act and how to go about requesting interrogations and things like that, please inbox me. You know, if you're privy to that information and don't mind assisting me get a better grasp on how to do that, please email me at demetrialitallday@yahoo.com. I absolutely want to get into excuse me, the procurement of interrogations. I want to be able to get the different transcripts. I keep reading the information. I'm not the slowest, right, at all by my understanding and comprehension. However, I do need a little assistance to kind of break that down for me. I would love to be able to start getting the interrogations and things like that to go with these trial watches. So if you know anything about being able to do that, and you don't mind assisting me to get a better understanding, it would be greatly appreciated. Very much so appreciated. Let's go ahead and continue this testimony. At the moment, this is a alleged getaway driver, Marquise Welch. He is absolutely flipping all different type of directions. He's taking back retracting his whole entire testimony. And this is just a mess. A mess. Let's continue.
Picking Mr. NEWBERN up from his house before he went to Caitlin's house?
Correct.
So he was not with you that whole time after the video shoot, was he?
Guess not.
I'm sorry?
I guess not.
I guess not.
Just a small matter, perhaps, Mr. Welch. You saw the silver Journey that you were driving in the videos, is that correct?
Correct.
I think you said it's in Rom's car?
Yes.
Did it have some damage to the front driver's side door?
Correct.
Could you get in and out of the car through the driver's side door?
No.
You had to get out through the passenger side?
Yes.
Mr. Judge
Thank
asks
you.
questions.
Mr. Faber, anything else?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So you remember reading the offer letter from our office in correspondence with your attorney, Ms. Coletta?
Correct.
Can you show me where it says that the offer was to have your charges dropped?
It's not in here.
So who are you saying told you that
It's a liar all the way around.
we would drop the charges against you?
My attorney told me that before she sent me that.
She told you that was the offer, or that's what she was going to try to arrange for you?
I pretty much told them the offer.
You told her the offer?
I pretty much told them the offer, and they said okay.
A counter offer.
My attorney and Bonnie Privet.
So it's your testimony that Ms. Privet, seated right here, told you to your face
No.
that she would drop the charges?
They conspired together, and after they talked on the phone,
I
my
conspired.
attorney came and talked to me.
Okay, so now you're saying that, so your attorney conspired with the prosecutor against you?
Correct.
And that puts you front of police trial?
Correct.
When and where was this?
Downtown at the police station. She called Miss Bonnie Prevail on the phone.
So you're
Okay, so y'all are not, this, don't be like in disbelief. Your ears are not playing tricks on you. Okay. At this moment of time, this man is saying not only was he coerced into this testimony by the prosecution, but at this point in time, he is saying that it was a conspiracy to railroad him, mislead him, and the conspiracy happened between his attorney and the prosecution. You can't make this kind of stuff up. Now, I think what he's trying to do is confuse the jury and just make it seem like, you know how angels say, throw his testimony out. I think that's the aim here. I think the aim here is to just simply go up in there, put on this performance, and have that whole testimony just kind of like shucked to the side. But that's not going to happen. You know, I need to put a poll in the chat. Let me open up a tab so I can put a poll in the chat. Let's continue. I'm going to put up a poll.
It's your testimony, so this was during the proffer, during the interview with Detective Bayless.
Correct.
And that was recorded. You're aware of that, right?
Correct.
That's how we got the transcript, because line by line is.
It seemed like everything was recorded.
Okay, so it's your testimony that your attorney, who was there to act in your best interest, conspired with the police and the prosecutor against you.
No, they talked to my attorney called Bonnie Prevail to conversate about what I had told them.
And then you didn't hear that conversation.
No.
Ms. Paletta told you.
I know she went out of the room and got on the phone and talked to her.
And so what is your allegation that Therese Paletta told you in terms of that conversation?
They were going to get my charges dropped.
That she was going to try to get your charges dropped?
I really don't remember if it was a try.
No. Okay, because it sounds like if your attorney is trying to get your charges dropped, that's a pretty good deal, isn't it? I mean, beyond the great deal that you've been given.
That deal before that is on that paper wasn't.
So you're actually.
That is dated July.
No, I'll get back to this in a moment. So do you know exactly what Ms. Paletta told you in terms of a promise to have your charges dropped?
Not really, because
So why did you use the term conspired?
I didn't mean it that word. I meant to say compensate.
I appreciate that. Go ahead and read the last sentence of that document, not out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So you told Mr. Kirkhoff a moment ago that you lied at the preliminary examination.
Correct.
What's your obligation, your ongoing obligation to get the plea agreement that you've already received the benefit of?
Could you ask a question another way?
Well, isn't it correct that this agreement is further contingent upon you continuing to cooperate with Ms. Brevet and the Kent County Prosecutor's Office as to this trial, including providing truthful testimony. Okay, the entire case includes the prelim.
Correct.
Okay, so is it your testimony right now that you're acknowledging that you violated the terms of your plea agreement?
No.
What exactly are you, when you answered yes to Mr. Kirchhoff's question, that
This is
you lied at the
insane.
preliminary examination, what specifically did you lie about?
It's kind of, I don't really want to say lie, of like pressure to say things, I should say.
So pressure is different from coercion and threats. Would you agree with that?
Right, I was pressured to coerce my story.
To
What?
coerce your story? You mean,
They,
let me make sure that we're defining these terms correctly.
What?
You didn't want to come into court at the prelim, did you?
no,
So a subpoena to court is a form of coercion. Nobody, I mean, I don't think people want to come into court, generally speaking. No offense, Your Honor. So is that the pressure that you're talking about?
no,
Okay. Is it the obligation to cooperate in this case? Because quite frankly, sir, the information you provided under investigative subpoena at the very early stages of this investigation.
are you referring to January 11th or?
Yes, the interview that in the statement that Mr. Kirchhoff was referring to, you remember what in your statement you said was absolutely 100% honest?
My statement on May 10th?
You prepared an affidavit, correct, that Mr. Kirchhoff was referring to during his questioning?
I don't know.
All right. Did you write this document?
Yes,
Okay, that's your handwriting?
yes,
Is that your signature?
yes,
You have it notarized?
yes,
Does that look, so those are your words, correct?
correct.
Read when I asked you the question, what are you still insisting was true? Which statement are you still insisting, which you also testified to today, was still true? Which statement was true?
January 11th statement.
To me under investigative subpoena.
Correct,
You say that twice in your affidavit, correct?
correct.
Let me ask you this, sir. That was me that interviewed you, correct?
Correct,
You had an attorney present?
yes,
Did I treat you fairly during that interview?
yeah, I say.
So, now back to the question about what exactly, if you're saying that you were coerced, are you now saying that you were coerced, but you didn't lie during the preliminary examination? Or are you still saying that you lied during the preliminary examination?
I was coercing. Preliminary examination.
Okay, can you point to any fact from the preliminary examination?
That I heard KEYANTE say, shot that bitch.
Your Honor, I can't hear him.
Say it again, sir.
I heard Keontae say he shot that bitch, and um, that me and Keontae got into an argument.
And about this, about you not driving fast enough from the scene of the murder?
Correct.
I
You
think
did
it should be
testify
life from prison.
that, the defendant said, "We shot that bitch" at the prelim, correct?
Okay.
And you're saying that he never said that?
Correct.
At the proffer on January 26th, is it true that you said, that the defendant, maybe not said to you, but said out loud, "I shot that bitch"? So there's a difference with the word "I" and "we," but the same sentence beyond that. Are you saying both of those are false?
Could you say again what you said the we statement?
At the prelim, you testified that, I think he said, "We shot that bitch." And you testified that you believed he may have been referring to shooting the rap video that was done earlier in the night. Okay, that entire line of statements was false.
Correct.
Were you coerced into saying that?
Yes.
Who told you you had to say that?
Detective Bayless.
When did he tell you that?
When I was down at the police station.
On January 26th?
Correct.
Was your attorney present? Is that part of the conspiracy? Was Ms. Paletta present when he?
Correct.
Ms. Paletta was present for that?
Correct.
Okay.
Great conversation.
Was it,
Okay, great.
Detective Bayless that said that, what might happen to you in prison?
Correct.
Was that a surprise to you that, that something like that could happen in prison?
No.
Was he providing you new information? You have at least 3 prior felony convictions.
I mean, I've heard it, but I didn't really pay no mind.
When did Detective Bayless allegedly threaten you with that statement?
At the police station.
During the proffer?
Yes.
Do you think you could show me where in the transcript that statement is? Or are you suggesting that it's doctored?
I'm suggesting that the transcript is not saying all that.
Okay.
He's suggesting that the transcript, which is a transcript of everything said, is not saying that. Okay. A minute ago, he suggested that he was.
Mr. Kirkhoff asked you,
No.
did somebody promise to not charge you with perjury if you change your story?
Correct.
Who allegedly told you that?
Detective Bayless.
So the prosecutor's offer is contingent upon 100% truthful testimony. And the detective behind the scenes, is this at the proffer also?
The attorney and the prosecution.
He's telling you.
What I'm saying wasn't true. Okay. When I gave the statement that I gave at the investigative subpoena on January 11th, I gave the same testimony or just telling the same thing at the interview at January 26th, and he told me what I was saying wasn't true.
Okay.
So
But he's confronting you with.
I sure hope they show the interrogation.
I'm not suggesting that a detective's interview is necessarily pleasant for an individual in the situation that you were put in. But it's your testimony that Detective Bayless actually threatened you.
correct.
Okay. And your attorney, Teresa Paletta, heard that.
pretty sure, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I hope they call in the attorney. I hope they play the interrogation.
So it was your testimony at the proffer, and, your words, when you volunteered that the defendant said, I shot that bitch. Are you saying today that the detective told you to say that?
I didn't volunteer to say that.
You didn't voluntarily say that?
No.
So again, the question is, did the detective or did your attorney put those words, like, you need to say this?
Detective.
The detective said that. You need to say,
No, he said it like he said something. Like, she shot that bitch. Yeah, yeah. He was telling me he told something. He said something. Like,
okay, and then he also said, but make sure you say that you don't know if you meant the house or the garden, or did you just add that yourself?
I really don't remember.
Okay, so it's your testimony that the detective fed you that line,
Correct.
and then you stated it on the record.
Correct.
Okay. He didn't say. What you need to say is you need to say that when the defendant got into your car, he had the gun in his hand and he said, I just shot up that house. He didn't say something really, in terms of evidence, really solid. He told you to say something nuanced and vague to make it so it sounds more believable.
Correct.
Okay, understood. You testified about, Mr. Welch, you testified about your attorney telling you that she's trying to get all your charges dropped.
Huh?
During the proffer, after the phone call with Ms. Burdett.
Honda, if you can you can hear.
You believe that the offer was to have all of your charges dropped.
Correct.
Okay. Isn't it true that the offer that was part of the agreement was to dismiss one of the charges?
No.
Okay. A felony firearm?
That was later on.
That was later on.
Okay, let's take a pause for the cause. Thank you guys for voting on the poll. The initial poll was saying, do you believe that this witness testimony helped the defendant or hurt the defendant? 83% of you guys said it hurt the defendant. I put a new poll up. It says, what does the new poll say? Hold on. The new poll is in the chat right now. Says, do you think his sweetheart of a deal going to, I should say, but I should say is going. But anywho, do y'all believe the deal that he was offered for this testimony? Do you believe that's going to be adjusted? Changes going to be made to it after this performance on the stand? Okay, let's go.
Yes.
And did the prosecutor's office try to dismiss that charge?
Like I said, that was later on.
Yes. But all part of the same case.
Yeah, but that was not
That's not what you're referring to.
Correct.
Okay, but the prosecutor's office did attempt to dismiss a felony firearm, correct?
Of course, later on in July.
And Judge Denfeld said no bueno to that, didn't he?
I guess, yes.
Nothing further.
Mr. Kirkhoff, any other questions?
Wait. Wait. So you mean to tell me that with this man and his lack of understanding and command of the English language, the prosecution gonna start speaking. The prosecution gonna throw in some Spanish. The prosecutor got jokes. Okay, he talk about so your lawyer say it was no bueno. At this moment in time is when he realized the look on his face right now. He realized he had fucked up. Period. Let's go. This is not a laugh. It's just ridiculous. Somehow, some way, we. Let me push play. Angel say, Angel Food says, I would imagine if it's written in the bargain, if he doesn't keep his end of the deal, they can take it back. Oh yeah, I think that was exactly what the prosecution was hinting at. Absolutely, he just didn't sat there and accused the detectives, the police station, police officers, the prosecution team, and his own attorney of
Did your arrest back in
conspiracy. Sure.
2003? The offers that have been made to you have changed over time, have they not?
Correct.
And the bottom line is, you will testify with whatever is needed to get out of going to prison on your current charges or to avoid murder charges, right?
Correct.
Anything else, Mr. Kramer?
No, thank you.
All right, you're excused. Thank you very much for your testimony, Mr. Welch. All right, we'll just give him a minute. To get out of here, but let's call our some next witness. Let's keep going.
Okay, I see overwhelmingly you guys do believe that the witness is now off of the table. Okay, I do believe that that attorney was the prosecutor was driving home the fact that he did not do or hear. I doubt very seriously that he's gonna. I think he's gonna be facing these murder charges. I will be following up, you guys. Okay, that's the
Our
problem.
next witness is using the restroom. She'll be in
This,
very
this,
shortly, but the people will call Caitlin
the
now.
trial just
Okay.
ended on last Friday, so it should be in the news. I will be researching his name, and we will find out what happened with his with Marquise Wiley. Let me look it up right now. Next witness is on the stand now. I fast forwarded.
And so you knew Marquise was coming.
Oh, let me.
Said yes,
Yes.
never get out of the vehicle.
All these witnesses get on my nerve. I ain't gonna lie. It's like nobody value victims like what they since that yeah, that's my opinion too. They are not happy with him at all. Exactly. Last nerve. Okay. Wait a minute. Girl, I in Google I put in Marquise Wiley and it's bringing up Wiley. His name Marquise Welch. I've been hollering Marquise Wiley. My bad. I Googled and seeing Wally, oh, Crooked Eye Wally on my phone. I'm like, what the heck? Marquise Welch.
I'm not sure who car it was.
Do you know what type of car it was?
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get the timing down. I should have just left it alone. I should have just left it alone.
I'm not.
Okay, here we go. Right here. Next witness. Prosecution still calling witness.
Good morning, ma'am. Hi, could you come on over to this chair right here? I'll swear you in as witness, okay? Yeah, can you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Very good. Have a seat, please. Make sure you speak up, okay, so we can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Pravat.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record and also spell it?
Caitlin Hines, CAITLYNNHINES.
Thank you. Ms. Hines, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Are you from the Grand Rapids area?
Yes.
I'd like to direct your attention back to the date of this incident on December 26th of 2022. Oh, you're just making sure your phone's off?
Mm-hmm.
Is it off?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Directing your attention back to December 26th of 2022. Back on that date, where were you living
I
at?
know, I was tripping.
36.
In what city is that in?
Wyoming, Michigan. Grand
Where-
Rapids.
I'm sorry?
Grand Rapids, Michigan, Wyoming, Michigan is what the mailing address is. Wyoming, Michigan, but Grand Rapids area, I guess.
And that was on 36th Street?
Yes.
And was that a house, an apartment, or something else?
It's an apartment complex.
And you were living there back on December 26th?
Yes.
Do you know someone by the name of Marquise Welch?
Yes.
How do you know him?
We were friends.
And what do you call him? Do you call him Marquise or something else or a nickname?
I called him Kesey.
I'm sorry?
Kesey.
How do you spell that? Do you know?
No, I just know.
I have to ask about spellings for the record. So.
Okay. No, I don't really know how to spell it. I just know that that's what his name was. That's what I called him.
You call him Kesey.
Yeah.
And so how long have you known Kesey or Marquise Welch?
Like a few months.
A few months before that date?
Yes.
Did you see him on that date, on December 26th?
Yes.
Where did you see him at?
Outside my apartment complex in car.
And that was outside your apartment complex on 36th Street?
Yes.
And was he in a car?
He was in the car.
Whose car? Do you know?
I'm not sure who car it was.
Do you know what type of car it was?
No, it was, I don't know what type of car, but it was a silver.
I'm sorry?
It was silver, but I don't know what kind of car it was. I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Okay, is that like a sedan vehicle or an SUV or a truck?
I guess it was like I don't know, like a truck or a SUV, like a SUV like car. It wasn't a car, like a compact car. It was like an SUV.
And
I
it was
believe.
silver.
Yeah,
Who was driving?
Marquise.
Do you remember about what time he got to your place that day?
Like somewhere after like 10 o'clock, somewhere in between there. Not after 10 o'clock, but like a little after 10. I'm not really sure the exact times, but it was like around 10 something
And is that in the morning or at night?
at night.
So sometime around or after 10 p.m. at night.
Yes.
When he got to your place, did he come inside?
No, he didn't.
Did he stay outside?
He stayed outside.
Did he
All
stay
of
in
these
the vehicle?
He
witnesses are
stayed in
in
the car.
And so
okay?
when you were with him, did he ever get out of the vehicle?
No,
She got to
So
be
did you
virgin.
go outside to meet him?
I went outside the apartment complex, got in the car to meet him. Yes.
Why?
Because we were supposed to be smoking, getting some weed.
So when you get into the car, Marquise is in the driver's seat,
Yes,
and what seat did you get into?
the passenger seat,
The front or back?
the front seat.
And was anyone else in the vehicle?
Yes.
And who was that?
At the time, I didn't know his name, but I guess I know it now. I guess I could say KEYANTE was in the car.
Would you recognize that person who was in the car?
Yes,
And is that person in the courtroom right now?
he is.
And can you tell me where he is at and just something he's wearing?
He to my right. Wearing a blue plaid shirt.
May the record reflect the witnesses identify the defendant.
It does.
Thank you. So you said that you know his name now.
Yeah,
Back on December 26th of 2022, did you know the defendant's name?
I didn't know him. I don't know him at all.
You didn't know him at all?
Yeah,
Was that the first time you saw him?
yes,
When, let me rephrase that. So did you expect Marquise to come to your place that night? Did you
yes,
know he was coming?
yes. I had. Hit him up and asked him to come give me some weed or smoke with me. So I knew that he was coming at when I asked him to, but not like no other time.
And so you knew Marquise was coming?
Mm-hmm.
Said yes?
Yes.
Did you know that he was bringing anyone else?
I mean, he stated in it when I asked him to come through that he was with somebody.
So where was the defendant at in the car? Can you tell me where he was seated?
He was in the back seat.
And how was he seated? Was he seated upright? Was he laying down or something else?
He was just like laying down a little bit, but not like, I don't know how to explain it. I could show y'all, but can't really like explain it with my words.
If you could, to the best of your abilities, you could show us.
He was just chilling like this.
Well, at least she
I don't know how to describe that for the record. Your
I would
Honor,
say
that's
he's
slouching down a bit.
kind of
He was
flopped down in the
chilling.
seat and kind of relaxed.
Yeah, he was just chilling in the back, just chilling.
I don't think the case is gonna rise and fall on this, but go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. And was anyone else in the back seat with the defendant?
No, he wasn't. No.
And when you got in the vehicle, was the defendant saying anything?
He said, "What up?" That's it. It wasn't no conversation with me and him. I just was talking to Marquise.
You
That's
didn't know the defendant at all?
Yeah, I mean cordially, but I don't personally know him. If I see somebody, say what up. But he ain't say nothing too much to me. He just said what's up and was passing. We was smoking and he was passing the blunt back and forth, but he ain't say nothing to me.
Can you describe for us just what was the, for lack of a better word, vibe in the car? You know, how was it?
got caught up in all this.
We was just chilling.
She had no
we
clue
was
what
chilling,
was
and
happening.
then he was in the back seat, and then I was just talking to Marquise. We was just having a conversation, and then we was listening to the music and stuff like that. But it wasn't really. It wasn't nothing. Like the vibe was chill. Like I was chilling.
Did you ever ask them a lot of questions? Did you ask a lot of questions to Marquise or the defendant?
I didn't ask nobody nothing in regards of other, like, only thing I was asking Marquise was just questions about getting to know him, like what you was doing, like what's up about the music and stuff. It wasn't like no personal nothing.
And do you remember testifying at the preliminary examination as it relates to
Hey, she just wanted to smoke somebody else's weed up.
I remember being here, but not really exactly what was said. You could ask me some questions, I could answer them to the best of my knowledge.
Sure. You know, so back then, when you said things like you were confused and something told you not to say too much or ask many questions.
Okay,
You
yeah,
remember saying that?
I do say,
Why did you say that?
just, I mean, cause I don't know why he was in the car. He said he was coming with him, but I just didn't. To be honest, I just expected Marquise to come because I wanted to just chill with him and get some weed and smoke with him. So I didn't really understand why he was in the car.
She just
Like,
wants
why,
to smoke. Period.
like basically, like I wanted. I didn't know why he was in the car.
So that's
I didn't
like,
understand why he was it, like why he was there, like why he thought you was just coming, like you know what I mean?
you thought Marquise was just coming.
Yeah, like on some chilling type stuff. Like I didn't expect for another person to be. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say as far as like
It might turn to a booty
getting
call.
too personal with stuff that don't have nothing to do with the case. But
Okay.
I guess I'm just like I wanted him to be by himself, like to chill with him, like not on no third wheeling type stuff.
So when you said before
I
you were
understand what you
confused,
mean.
that's what you're confused about.
Yeah, I was confused. Like, why would you? I thought we was chilling, type shit, type stuff.
You didn't expect to see the defendant.
I mean, I expected to see him because he said that he was gonna, like, he had weed and stuff. Because that's what was the reason as to why that I called him was to get some weed and to chill with him. But I didn't expect for him to have another person in the car, being that I thought that I was just gonna chill and smoke with him and talk and vibe with him. If that makes sense.
When you were in the car, was there music on? Was it quiet? How would you describe that?
We was listening to some music.
How long were you in the car
But
with
there's no
Marquise and the
kids.
defendant?
I'd say like 20, 30 minutes.
Third wheel.
I'm not really exactly
I don't
sure
wanna
the
get
time,
the person
but it was
okay.
like not that long, but it wasn't a short period of time.
She been the most upfront.
So Jason, you said earlier they got there around 10 p.m., give or take, then you're saying they stayed about 20 or 30 minutes. And was the defendant still in the car when you got out?
Yes.
So you get out, you go back in your apartment,
Mm-hmm.
is that a yes?
Yes.
And then the defendant and Marquise are still in the car,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and do you know where they went after that?
Mm-mm. No, I don't. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. We have to use yes or no.
Okay.
It's hard to pick
Katie,
up.
she got the best etiquette out of all the witnesses. So
So you don't know where they went after.
she
No.
seemed the most.
And do you know anything about where they were before they got to your place?
No, I don't.
And do you know anything more, do you have any other personal knowledge about the case for which we're here in court?
No, I don't.
Thank you, Ms. Hines. Those are all the questions I have.
Ms. Kirkhoff, a few questions?
Oh,
You remember describing this male in the back seat as being a light-skinned black male? When you talked to the detective?
I told the detective that I couldn't
That's
see his
colorism.
face at the time, but it was a brown-skinned male that I seen, but I didn't see his whole face. I just know him by his
Light skin versus brown skin.
like this.
And
All right.
Your Honor, may the record reflect what the witness is just doing, essentially using both of her hands, indicating that she could see from his eyes below his forehead to the area of his chin.
Is that because he was wearing something?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And he was wearing a black ski mask.
Do y'all remember the mask
Yes.
in that footage yesterday?
You did not have a chance to see his whole face, did you?
No.
And this is the first time and only time you ever met him, right?
I mean, in that sense, yeah. I mean, I seen him one other time before that, but this is the most. That time was the most time that I ever like seen him as far as like a long period of time.
Interactive with
And
him.
you remember being shown pictures on January 11th by Detective Bayless. Try to identify this person in the backseat
January 11th of what year?
of 2023.
Okay, so I mean, can you describe what was the incident as far as him showing me
This
the
is the
name.
future that
Showing
Whitney
me
Houston was
pictures.
talking about.
On that particular day, did you remember Detective Bayless coming to your house to talk to you?
Yes.
And he showed you pictures of a couple of individuals, one of whom was Marquise.
Yes.
And you obviously know Marquise.
Yes.
And then he also showed you a picture of someone else. And you told him that you were not sure if that was him or not.
Can I ask a question?
No.
You just have to do your best to answer the question.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember the detective showing you a second picture and you saying, that, you were not sure if that was him or not? Remember
I
that?
don't remember that, no. But I don't remember that.
I'm going to show you a statement by Detective Bayless of the interview. And this paragraph at the bottom, if you could read this to yourself.
Comprehension is
That
very
paragraph.
in big trouble. Well, at least he actually reading it.
Did you get a chance to read this paragraph?
Don't rush your reading.
Okay. Does that refresh your memory at all?
Nah, because I didn't
You didn't what?
say, come here. I didn't say this.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
so
You didn't say that you didn't recognize him?
I'm talking about this right here. I didn't say none of that. So you can.
Okay, no,
still
I'm
got the
talking about this
recording.
paragraph.
Okay.
Does that refresh your memory now?
I mean, I remember saying that I didn't know him like from his face without the mask, but I seen his eyes and his nose and stuff.
Well, you don't remember telling Detective Bayless that you were not sure if that was him? Is that what you're saying now?
I don't remember that. I can't tell you yes or no because I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Do you remember telling Detective Bayless that, well, let me back up. This individual in the back seat was intoxicated that evening, wasn't he?
I'm not. It seemed like he was. We was smoking.
What?
We was smoking weed, so I don't.
You
Intoxicated
also
like what?
You also described him to Detective Bayless as being intoxicated. Do you remember saying that or not?
No, I don't. Off substance, like if that's what that meant, like smoking, being high.
And you mostly spoke to Marquise when you got into the car, didn't you?
Yes.
Because that's who you knew.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You said that this blunt got passed to the back, or among all three of you though, correct?
Yes.
Everybody was smoking?
Yes, we was all smoking.
And you said that the guy in back hardly said anything, is that correct?
Yes.
This is like incredible.
Now, do you remember looking at pictures of
Real
individuals
cases,
from
real
Big
people.
Top earlier that day?
You asking did they show me some pictures from somebody at Big Top, or did I see somebody from Big Top at that time of the day? Can you ask the question clearly so I can understand, please?
Detective Bayless showed you some pictures of KEYANTE NEWBERN, and you don't remember saying, I can't identify him for sure, correct?
I remember him showing me pictures, but I don't remember saying that I don't remember who he is. Because I stated that he had a mask on, but I told
And that's
him
the only time you had met him, correct?
yes, in regards of
And he
long
had
period
most of
of
his face covered.
yes.
And now you're saying you can recognize him.
I put him in the back seat the first time. I don't really feel like what is on that paper is I feel like they was misconstruing my words. Like I feel like a lot of stuff that was in there just put like it's scrambled all around. I could tell y'all what I said. I don't have to sit in front of a whole jury and lie, but I'm not gonna like say something that is not true if I don't remember saying or if I did not say it.
And you don't remember the defendant, or Mr. Newberg, or whoever's in the back seat, saying much of anything, correct?
I
Other than
stated-
when you first got in, he said hi or something.
he said what up, and then he said nothing because it
He
wasn't
said
no.
nothing the rest of the time you were in there.
He said nothing the rest of the time because it wasn't his it wasn't nothing for him to say. Like he wasn't there for me.
Anything else for this witness?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You're excused. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get another witness on.
Your Honor, the people call Isaiah Smith.
Good morning, sir. Yeah. Can you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, sir. Very good. Go ahead, Mr. Bennett.
Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please tell us your name and also spell it for the record?
Isaiah Smith, ISAIAHSMITH.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Are you from the Grand Rapids area?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you lived here most of your life?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
29.
Mr. Smith, are you involved with the filming and the production of music videos?
I've made, yeah, sure.
Have you made?
I've been in music videos, yeah.
So you've been in music videos before?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that something that you do often?
I used to, yeah.
And so when you say that you made that, can you just give us a general idea of how you do that? Do you use your phone? Do you have special equipment?
I don't know how to do any of that. I just paid somebody to do that stuff for me, but I've been in the music videos, yeah.
So you would pay someone else to film it,
Yeah.
and then you've been in some music videos.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you involved with the making of a music video on December 26th of 2022?
Yes.
Where did that video shoot take place at? What location?
It was one of the scenes was at an Airbnb, and the other scenes was at a store.
And so there were two scenes or locations for that video on that date?
Yeah, I don't think they were both for. It was the video. The scene that was on that date was at an Airbnb.
Okay. So the scene on December 26th of 2022 was at a Airbnb?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you rent that?
Yes, ma'am.
Where at?
I was out in college.
Can you just give us an idea, was that an apartment, a house, or something else?
It was a house. I think it was split up. Like there was people above us, maybe, or another unit above us. But it was a house, yeah.
So you rented that house for the purpose of it of making the actual video, or what was the purpose that day?
Yeah, mostly the video.
I think he got a tattoo on his
Did you
head.
invite people to come?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
y'all think?
Approximately how many people would you say were at the video shoot that day?
Probably like anywhere from no more than 10, but probably like in between 6 to 10 people.
Okay, so I see some questions. I see some interesting conversation in the chat that I'm party to, right? So somebody asks, "Do rate him 1 to 10? Do y'all think he really hood?" Right? And then I think somebody say, he's nice and loud. That he said, "Yes, ma'am." And somebody say he sound like he from the suburbs and hang out in the hood. That might be very, very much so the case, right? But at the same time, he looks like he's very committed to his hood image. Okay? He's very committed to his hood image. He got them tattoos across his forehead. He got them tattoos across his neck. And I got to say this. I think I said this on the first day of the trial. Is that guess what? When you present an image to the world, you put your best face forward, is what I was told. So when you present an image to the world, you can't be mad because people take you up on what you're showing. To me, I'm not that old. I'm 46. To me, when I see tattoos in somebody's face, I get the impression that you want me to be thinking that you're dangerous. You want me to think that you're about that life. You want to give me the impression that I needs to be worried about you and hide my purse. And that's what I'm going to take from that. When I see tattoos on the face, I think convict. Okay? Gangbanger. Bad actor. I don't think, oh, this was a silly decision. No, 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 no. That'd be the last thing I think about. Now here he go. Thank goodness he ain't got no case against him. That's why he talking loud and speaking up. He wanted to be heard that he didn't do nothing but all he wanted to do was rap. That's it. Okay. Just generation, the face ridiculous.
6 to 10 people?
Yeah.
So how would
Prison.
people know about that video shoot? Did you personally invite them, or was it just, how would that happen?
Yeah, some of the people, I invited people, other people.
Do you remember who did you specifically invite?
The way made that face tattoo very popular.
Everybody that was there, I guess.
Can you just give me some of those names?
Tori, Tay, my friend Carlo.
What was that?
Carlo, Tay, Tori. I'm trying to think. My friend's girlfriend. This is like a couple years ago at this point now. So, but yeah, that was the gist of it.
But you invited some people, and
He
then
got
some
some
of
good
those people were
sense.
no longer their friends.
Yeah.
He just different avenue.
You mentioned that you invited Tay. Who is Tay?
Just the defendant
And where is he seated at?
right there.
And what's he wearing? What's something he's wearing right now?
A blue button-up shirt.
May the record reflect the witnesses identify the defendant?
It does.
Thank you. When you say Tay, do you know how to spell that?
I know that's not his full name, so
Is that just something you call him?
yes.
Is that like Tay, Tae? You know? Or
I don't know.
there's no official spelling?
However he spells his full name.
Same gun
You call him Tay.
Yeah.
And how long have you known the defendant?
Since like 2000.
I'm going to just say this. In Houston, Harris County, you cannot go to court like that. You have to have your shirt tucked in with a belt. You can't wear open-toed shoes. So I guess it depends on where you at. And I think another problem is they sitting there for the, I'm making assumptions, right? But they sitting there sitting there for a few hours in the court waiting to be called, which is stopping them from doing they normal marijuana usage. Okay? This is a whole society now of people that's constantly high. So therefore, when they're not smoking actively like it's a cigarette, it's instant withdrawal. We got a whole society coming up that's constantly under the influence. Okay, let's go. Which I used to be a part of.
16, 17, I want to say.
How do you know him?
We met at work.
You met at work?
Yeah.
We're talking a little bit about the music video that you made December 26th of 2022. Were you actually in that video?
Yes.
Was the defendant?
Yes.
And did you turn over, a portion of that music video during this investigation, or did we somehow get a copy of that?
Yeah.
And to your knowledge, we don't have the full video, correct?
Yeah.
We just have a portion of it.
Yeah, you guys got what was off of my Instagram.
And so did you post a portion of the music video on your Instagram account?
Yes.
And that's how we.
Okay, we're going to take a pause for the cause. Sweetie asks, is weed legal in Michigan? As a matter of fact, according to Google, in 2018, Michigan became the first Midwestern state to allow both medical and adult use marijuana. So not only is it legal, they was a trendsetter, so to say. Okay, Lady Steph say it has to be legal since that girl said all she wants to do is smoke. She stated that about 6 times. Okay, not 6 times because they kept asking. She was letting it be known. So far, we getting some better witnesses, and that's because I think that these last 2 witnesses, the young lady and this gentleman, is because the reason they being so forthright is because they absolutely have nothing to do with the crime. It make a whole difference in how you testify.
Correct?
Yes.
And that was the video that was filmed on December 26th of 2022, correct? Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
I think we're gonna see that video. Yeah, he know that this case been.
Your Honor, at this time, I would move for the admission of People's Exhibits 41 through 47.
Oh, here's the video, y'all.
41 is a map of the area of College Avenue. 42 is the music video. And then 43 through
Right,
47 are
or something
screenshots
here,
taken from the music video. And I believe Mr. Kirkhoff stipulates to those. Again, 41 through 47.
Thank you. 41 through 47 are admitted.
And so first, if we could put up 41, please. And so, I don't know if you can see this well or not, but you said that the music video was filmed
to the future,
on College, right?
Yeah.
Is that more on the north side of Grand Rapids?
Yeah.
And then, at this time, if we can play 42, which is a portion, or before we do that, let me ask this. Mr. Smith, with the music video, was there sound? Was there some audio?
That I posted?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was some music.
Let me move myself down so
video,
we can see
right?
everything.
Yes.
So when we listen to this right now, we're just going to see the video, the visual, but we're not going to hear the music or the audio.
Okay.
But there was music attached to it at one point,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And if we could play 42, please.
Child, here go the video. Now they want to be famous. Did y'all see the defendant in their jacket, that black and white jacket? I just saw him. Hey, let me stop stopping it. Child, I keep trying to stop it. I keep trying to stop it, pause it when you see the defendant. Let me let the prosecution do his job, okay?
And Mr. Smith, is that a portion of the music video that you shot on December 26th of 2022?
Yes.
So what we just watched, did that repeat itself?
Yeah, that was just on the, yeah, that was just looping over and over again.
Okay. So I'd like to just play on the first half again, just so the jury can see it, and then I'll ask you some questions about it, okay?
Why is he standing there talking in one part of the video? What's that part of the video? Child, the name of the video called First Day Out. Okay? How apropos. Might be the first day in. They're going to defend it. You can work. Girl.
Mr. Smith, has it started repeating now or looping, as you said?
Yes.
Okay, so I'd just like to go back and just take you through it a little bit slower, since would you agree with me, it's pretty fast? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so if we just go back to the beginning and maybe go frame by frame a little bit. So first of all, here on this first screen that we see, really the 0-minute marker, is this your Instagram page?
Yes.
So when it refers to, did I say a twin? Who's
Yes.
that?
Me.
And then it also refers to what babies say at the top. Who is that?
It's just the Instagram name.
Is that your Instagram name?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can just go forward a little bit. And so we'll stop it here, even at the 1 second marker. On the top, strike that. So here do you see essentially 3 separate photographs?
Yes.
On the top photograph here, who is that? Who is shown there?
Me.
How about in the middle?
Me.
And how about on the bottom?
Me.
And so what color shirt are you wearing in this video?
White.
Okay, so now if we stop it here, on the bottom it says still only 3 seconds. But who is depicted on the top of the screen in that top photograph, if you will?
Me.
Y'all see him on that second, in that
Me.
middle picture, huh?
And is there anyone else with you in that photograph?
Yeah.
Who is that other person?
Tay.
The defendant?
Yeah. Yes.
What is the defendant holding in his hand at that time?
A gun.
Did you see a gun in the defendant's hand that day?
We all, yeah, I saw a gun the whole night. Yeah, we all have had that gun, and that the night of the video was passed around to a lot of people.
So multiple people held it or handled it in the video.
Yes.
But in this screen that we're looking at right now, in the middle photograph, who is holding the gun?
The defendant.
And who is depicted in the bottom photograph?
Me.
Okay, we can go forward. And do you recall what the defendant was wearing at the video shoot? Could you see what he was wearing there?
I know he had a coat on. I don't know I don't remember specifically what he was wearing, no.
What did the coat look like? Do you remember anything about the coat?
I can't even tell him that, no. I really don't.
Do you remember what color it was, or can you see what color it was?
I see that it's dark in there, a dark colored coat.
Bottom of his coat.
It looks white. I think, I really can't tell off of that, but I think it's white.
And so
Okay, so as y'all can see, Chill Out asked a great question. Chill Out says, at this point, I'm assuming of the trial, at this point, has anyone admitted to pulling the trigger? No. At this point in time, nobody's admitted that during this trial. Nobody has admitted that coming to the trial. And quite honestly, from what we gather from the prosecution opening statement, there's no eyewitness at all. No one said or indicates that they saw the defendant pull the trigger. There will be, from what I understood from the prosecution opening statement, we won't be hearing any type of testimony of anyone who's able to finger the defendant and say they actually saw him pull the trigger or actually saw him, just laid eyes on him outside of the victim's home with a gun in hand. The prosecution let it be known that it was going to be a circumstantial case tying the victim in from the video surveillance footage from 3 different places, and then also tying them in by this video, because this is the video shoot. The defendant gave that as an alibi, and once again, just like the other surveillance footage which depicted him that same day, they using this footage and that gun. That gun is going to be very, very significant for the prosecution's case, and I'm drawing these conclusions from his opening statement. Okay, so let's continue. And what's really funny is supposed to be the video would have you think they all hood, they all down, they all about that life, and yet I find it very funny that all them people there at the video shoot, they only had one gun. They had to pass one gun around from one person to the other. Because what happened? How all these thugs and only one gun? Child, I'm talking about a lifestyle get you in trouble.
here, at the 3-second marker in the middle photograph on the right-hand side of the screen, who is that?
The defendant.
And did he have anything on his face?
Ski mask.
What color was the ski mask? Do you remember?
I don't know. I would assume it was black, but I don't remember any of those details from that long ago.
But he had a ski mask on his face in the music video.
Yeah.
tracking.
Is that you on the screen again here, the 5-second marker in the white shirt?
Yes.
I'll end this live at the 4-hour mark. Thank y'all for participating and pulling up each day. See, this is where I should have, going forward with this type of content. This is where I should. I got the screenshots I don't have them accessible, but this is where I should be showing y'all
Now
screenshots
here, the 9-second marker in the middle photograph on the screen, who is depicted there? Who's shown there?
of him in the surveillance footage that he showed previously for the test.
I think it's me and the defendant still.
It's somewhat dark in this view, correct?
Yeah.
But you believe it was you and the defendant?
Yeah.
How about here, the 11-second
Well, that
marker?
just stands out
Who's
like
in
a
that
sore
middle
thumb.
photograph?
Me,
You know?
yeah, me and the defendant.
And so that's you and the defendant again.
Yeah.
But in this, you have different clothes on?
Well, that whole other scene, I had a black T-shirt on.
Okay,
Those are two different. The white T-shirt is from a whole different day.
okay. So we see you in this video wearing different clothing,
Yeah.
white and then something else.
Yeah.
This middle photograph. Okay.
That other scene with the white T-shirt, that's from probably a year before that.
So that wasn't on December 26th at college?
Not the video inside of the house is at college. Anything of me outside is outside of the store that I was in.
You can't see nothing clear from that video shoot except for
How about here, the 12-second marker, you in the middle photograph?
Yes.
Is that on December 26th or on a different day?
No, that's only thing that's from December 26th is in the Airbnb when it's nighttime. All of that's from like a whole a year before probably. But I started to shoot the video, and then the last day of finishing it was at that Airbnb.
The defendant was with you on December 26th?
Yes.
Who was shown in the middle photograph here, the 14-second marker?
That's me and the defendant.
Was it mainly you and the defendant in the video on December 26th? Or were there other people too?
I mean, you can see the other people is me, 1, 2, and like 3 other people.
I wonder if the defendant was supposed to be rapping or something. I know one
Is that still
thing.
you in the middle?
Yes.
16-second
The
marker?
Jackie show
Yes.
stands out. That's the point they making. After his testimony, I'm gonna end it live for today. So this is baby Zay.
You can pause it. Well,
I'm trying.
that's okay. We'll go back.
I wonder why they didn't have freeze frame pictures already ready. Oh, look, the laser. The laser. Oh
We'll
my
go
goodness.
back, come back to that, Mr. Smith. I was ask you the
Let's
other
pause.
questions in the meantime.
Let's pause. Okay, so the laser, I think they finna highlight that laser light on the gun, right? The gun laser light. I don't know what you call it. But we heard on the first day of testimony, because this on the first day of the live stream, we heard them give testimony that the gun that was given to the defendant by the alleged driver, who we just saw, Marquise Wiley. I mean, not excuse me, Marquise Welch. They were saying pay close attention to the laser that was on the gun, the laser light scope, whatever it's called. And what stood out from it is that it had a blue laser light, which was kind of unique because the officer stated that a lot of times, not a lot of times, the majority of the time, the laser scope lights, I don't know what you call it, be red or green. They also tied in the fact that at the house where they apprehended the defendant, at his grandma's house, any house, that they didn't find the weapon, but they found the blue laser light. Okay, so if you wasn't here or maybe forgot, that's what they finna hone in on that blue laser light. This is the first time we're seeing it.
Mr. Smith, do you know Marquise Welch?
Yeah.
How do you know him?
310.
So you know Marquise through the defendant?
Yeah.
How long have you known Marquise Welch?
You remember where me?
I don't know. I didn't know him that well. I've only seen him I would see him here and there with Tay, but that was about it.
When is the last time you've seen Marquise Welch?
That night.
Marquise Welch was also there on December 26th of 2022.
At the video, yeah.
Was he actually in the video?
No.
But he was there.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, yeah.
Do you remember if the defendant and Marquise Welch arrived together or separate?
I don't really remember specifically, but I don't know. I wasn't. At that time. I wasn't actually. That wouldn't be anything that I'd be focused on. This is 2 years ago, and I was drunk at like 1 a.m. You know what I mean? Not knowing that it would turn into all this, but yeah, I think they came there together. Yeah.
Child, do you
You
think
believe they did come
no
together?
Yeah.
speculating? Was
Did
she
you
drunk? Was
see
she
how they
high?
got there?
Was she crack?
No.
I mean, did you see who drove there?
No.
But you believe they came together?
Yeah.
What time?
I honestly, I have no clue. And I don't even know when we were done with the video. I was like, I couldn't even tell you what time it was then. Like, I didn't even know that everybody left or who was there still.
Do you know what time it started or like what time you
Hear
rented?
me saying he was nervous. It's in his voice. Yep.
Not anymore, no. I mean, I know that Airbnb check-ins are usually at like 3:00. I know, like when we started the video, it was dark out when we started the video, but it was in the winter time, so it's like
Would you say it's a nervous
So it
snitch?
was dark out the
Don't
whole
want to
time
fuck
that you
himself,
were
but he don't
shooting.
want
the whole time that we were doing the video, yeah.
And do you remember if when the defendant Marquise Welch arrived, you had already started filming the video? Did they get there, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was already filming. Like I said, I don't remember specifically, but I think we've already been working on it, and then when they arrived, we just continued to do it basically.
And you said earlier that you had invited the defendant.
Yeah.
Was there any specific reason that you invited him?
I just wanted more people in there. It makes everything look better. It makes the video more exciting. The more people that are there.
And when you invited the defendant, did you ask him to bring a gun?
I don't. I don't know. I don't remember specifically if I asked him.
Uh-oh. So is he gonna say that was the gun? Oh, interesting.
And you said that you filmed music videos before, right?
Hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Is it common to use guns as props, in the music videos?
Just in general, yeah, that's a very common thing.
Oh, this is interesting. This might be the first
When the
good thing.
defendant Marquise Welch arrived, did they have any guns with them?
Um, I don't. I don't know who had the gun. I know that obviously that gun that was in the video. Like I don't know who had any guns specifically though between the two, or who
Right.
brought what
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Were there any guns at the video shoot before the defendant and Marquise Welch arrived?
Sorry for the
Um,
buffer.
I don't know if anybody else had any, but not that were in the video. No,
How many guns were in the video?
just one.
How many guns do you remember being there at the video shoot on College that night?
That was the only one that I remember seeing.
You only remember seeing one.
Yes.
And do you remember if that gun was there before the defendant arrived?
No.
Is that you don't remember, or it wasn't there?
No, it wasn't there.
It wasn't there,
No.
but it was there after they arrived.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
So this is like one of those TikTok things or IG things. Tell me that they brought the gun without telling me that they brought the gun. Okay? Tell me it was his gun without telling me it was his gun.
What kind of gun that was?
No,
And do you remember what color it was?
I don't know.
But the gun you're referring to is the gun that we see in this music video?
Yeah.
And there were no others?
No.
And about that gun that we see in the music video, was there anything unique about it or that made
Wow,
it stand out?
I mean,
Blue laser.
gosh,
What's wrong with you?
I know that there was a light on
What do you mean by that?
it. There was a laser on
There was a laser on it?
it. Yeah, the blue thing that you see in the video was on the gun.
How did that laser light get on the gun?
It was already on there.
This big old shirt getting stuck on the seat,
Yeah.
y'all.
Okay, so we will go back to the video for a moment now. Here it's stopped at the 33-second marker. And at the 33-second marker here, Mr. Smith, who do we see in this middle photograph on the video?
The defendant.
You mentioned earlier that he had a ski mask on, correct?
Yes.
Did he have anything on?
Lady Steph, when you watch the replay, you're going to hear me go on a whole rant about mumble mouthness and how I do not tolerate that from my sons. When they in my presence, I don't tolerate that. You're going to hear my rants about that. You're going to see Aisha in the chat come in and amen that.
Nah. That was on, not that I remember.
Did Did he have a hood on at all, or was it just the ski mask?
Right there's a hood on. I think I'm sure he had both, hood on, hood off.
So here at the 34-second marker, who do we see in the middle photograph?
I see me and I see the defendant.
What is the defendant holding in his hand at that time?
And
Okay, so it's about
He's holding a gun.
more than 10 more minutes
yeah.
before they take a break. That's what we're in today's live.
How about now in the middle photograph, are those some other people that were also there?
Yes.
Are you also shown in that middle photograph?
Yes.
The 37-second marker, who is depicted in the middle portion?
The defendant,
What is he holding in his hand?
a gun.
Council sidebar, please.
Very interesting.
Go ahead, Mr. Beck.
For the 37-second marker, who you spoke over. And so, Mr. Smith, was there a portion of this video where that blue laser light that you referenced, was that shown in the video?
I don't see it. I thought I did before, but I haven't
just
seen
saw
it since
it.
you guys have been playing the video now.
That's unbelievable. Boom, there it is. I guess because it's on IG, it make it kind of hard. It's not like they have a minute mark like YouTube, you know? I'm assuming because they trying to highlight that laser. They trying to get to it. See? They got it now.
Okay, so here, Mr. Smith, at the 49-second marker, who is shown in that middle portion?
That's me.
And what are you holding in your hand?
The gun.
So Lady Steph asks a excellent question right here. Lady Steph says, do you know if this video was before or after the shooting? And if so, how close around it in time. This was absolutely the same day as the shooting incidents, the crime. Okay, the reason why we're here. This was the same day, and it was actually before the time of the shooting. Okay, so the defendant gave this music video as an alibi. Okay, and then they tied it in because both the defendant and the alleged getaway driver Welch, Marquise Welch, they went here first, and then after here, after the video shoot, or wait a minute, wait. It's supposed okay. Anywho, yes, it's the same day, okay? The same exact day. And so that's what they trying to tie it all in together. And that's why they also trying to tie in the defendant's clothing. Okay. I'm gonna take some time after I made my intro and everything. But after this, after we finish this, I'm finna spend the rest of my afternoon putting together some highlighted testimony and clips. I'm gonna put all. That's where I'm definitely gonna do that. That's all my mind is saying. I need to do that.
Is that the blue laser light that you mentioned earlier?
Yes.
You said that was attached to the gun the whole time.
Yes.
And was that gun or the laser light left at the house that you rented?
I don't think so, no.
And did you ever find that gun or the laser light at that house?
No.
When you woke up the next morning?
No.
It wasn't left behind?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I think they take a break for the cross examination, or it was. I kind of took a peek on in when it goes.
We're okay with the lights for now. I believe I started to ask you earlier, you said you weren't exactly sure when the defendant Marquise Welch arrived, correct?
Well, they arrived. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I think they came together, but I don't know what time it is that they got there.
Do you know if they left together?
I don't know. No,
Do you know?
I would assume so, but I don't. It's not like I could confirm that I saw them leaving together. No.
You know they arrived together, but you don't know if they left together.
Yeah.
Do you know what time they left?
No, I don't.
And do you know where they went after they left the video shoot?
No.
Your Honor, I could have checked, he said he didn't know if they left together.
Stan, let's just move it on. Come on, go ahead, Mr. Rett. Next question, please.
At the video shoot, did you ever hear the defendant say anything about Omar Dana or Maya Kelly?
No.
Did you hear anyone talking about that?
No.
Do you even know who those people are?
No.
They just named the victim and the victim Beaumont. The victim and the victim's boyfriend.
And at the video shoot, did you see any other gun besides the one with the blue laser that you told me about?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I have no other questions.
Thank you, Mr. Rett. Mr. Kirkhoff, any questions?
I'm gonna have a few questions.
Sure, this would be appropriate time to do it. All right, why don't we have everyone come back here at 1 and we'll keep plugging away, okay? Thank you for your attention this morning. All rise for the exit of the jury, please.
Okay, and that's where we're going to break as well, Seymour Lane. I want to, let me come on screen here. I want to take this moment to again thank you guys for joining me. This isn't the easiest of content to go through. It can be quite laborious, right? Quite laborious, right? However, when we're talking about true crime and we're talking about all the different phases of the judicial system, I'm talking about from the time the crime was done to the interrogation, to the jail, to the court, and to the actual sentences, right? It is a laborious task. It's not easy for anybody, So I appreciate you guys. This is not the most popular content. It's not the easiest of content. It's not the most lighthearted of content. But if you really like true crime, like I like true crime, then I'm sure you can enjoy this content. I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying you guys as participating in the chat. Okay, and making it worthwhile here. I am Demetria Lit all day. The host is here on Seymour Lane, the lane where we see more, and we're in a shift. I'm in the middle of a shift here of changing my comment content. And thank y'all for riding with me doing it. I shall see y'all tomorrow when we get into part 4 of day 4 on Seymour Lane, and it's still day 2 of the trial. Okay. Yeah, I think I love it too, So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do work on some edits for the rest of the day. I'm gonna work on doing some tagging with the people names and stuff. So therefore, I think that will draw in some viewers um, from the local who interested in this case. Okay, I am gonna keep it up. When I started on YouTube, I started with 0 subscribers. The advantage is I have more than 0 subscribers. I got 1,400 subscribers on this channel. And it's about commitment, right? It's about commitment, and it's about a niche and finding like-minded people. And I am committed to it. I know that there's a market for this, and I'm glad for you guys who enjoyed as well. I am Demetria Lit all day. This is Seymour Lane. You've just watched Trial and Jury, Live Trial Watch, Part 3. Kathy said, thank you, Winter, Kathy, Lady Steph, everybody who came through. Lady Steph say, honestly, I didn't even chill out. Angel Food, Aisha. Lady Steph say, honestly, I didn't even know I like this type of content until you. So thank you for that. Well, I got turning you into a true crime buff, right? All right. Y'all have a great afternoon. I don't know if I'll be back today, but I probably will later on tonight with something different. Let's do this. Let me play my new intro. Let's see. Welcome to Trial and Jury, a trial watch series here on Seymour Lane. Join us as we dive into the heart of the courtroom drama, dissecting every twist and turn of the trial unfolding before our eyes. As we watch the proceedings together, we'll immerse ourselves in the role of the jury, grappling with the same dilemmas, moral quandaries, and weighty decisions that shape the course of justice. Get ready to deliberate alongside us as we step into the shoes of the jurors and wrestle with the complexities of the law. It's not just about observing, it's about actively engaging, analyzing, and understanding the profound impact of our verdicts. Let's embark on this legal journey together and explore the true essence of justice. Stay tuned, because your verdict matters here on Seymour Lane.